Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... apologies for the late start today as well. I had an opera ticket, so that's where I was. The show overran, and then the people in front of me were very slow to exit the building. But either way, today I knew that despite everything that was going on today, because a lot happened, I might be a little bit tired, but I'm not missing a day of Believer and Gasoline because, I mean, could I ever? No, absolutely not. So with that in mind, I mean, even despite the fact that like last episode, left somewhat of somewhat of a sour taste in must for the viewers. But to be honest, that's not really that's not going to deter anything. I can assure you, because the excitement is still very much there, and I'll definitely use the last of my remaining energy today to give this the chance that it deserves. But it's not just going to be me here. The usual guests don't seem to have showed up today, so it might be a bit inconvenient for them. But I've arranged for a different guest today, somebody else this time, who has never been on the channel before, but is very much connected to this video. Évoli Lps themselves. Hello. You're on screen now. I told them they were in the back rooms, so can you hear me?
God, I'm lagging so hard. Can you see me?
Oh,
Hi.
okay. Yes, I can see you now. I can
sorry, my
I can hear you.
My Wi-Fi was like acting so weird. Hello.
Oh, hello. That happens. That happens sometimes.
I don't know. I also didn't see your notification like 5 minutes before. I'm so sorry if I came late.
Oh no, it's fine. I was in a different place entirely before now, so I'm not one to complain in this scenario.
Is my camera lagging? Okay, now it's fine.
Your camera's lagging a bit, but we can still hear you, which is the more important thing, I guess, in this case. So yeah, that works, I suppose. All right, I'm gonna switch us over now to the other scene.
I'll see. You tell me if my Wi-Fi gets too bad. I'll try to switch to something else, but if it doesn't, I'll stay like that.
I mean, assuming that you can hear me if the Wi-Fi gets too bad, but
I can hear you really well. I just don't want the stream to be like ruined because of my camera, like, or my sound.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you've seen, many other episodes of Gacha Review. This happens a lot with different people, sometimes with me. So, people are very much used to it. That being said, a lot of people, both on YouTube and Twitch, want us to get started and give them some content. So, we're here to oblige. So I guess we'll dive in straight to it. Without further ado, on with the review. Previously on Believer X Gasoline. I've been keeping track of the news. It always been a thing that the president is going to inevitably call on the angels to go hunt on human grounds. I guess they haven't been super secretive about that.
I mean,
I do love this, by the way. The announcement in the background there, the banner just says, "Meeting right now!"
I mean, it's the news. They gotta farm content. Look, there's a meeting.
Guess. You gotta sensationalize politics, I suppose. All right then.
What else would they write? They've been waiting for this for like weeks. There was like more written down, but the text hid it, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing that the dialogue will shift over. We'll get a better frame. That's one thing. That's one good question, actually, because I wonder like what the general public seems to think about all this that's going on. Obviously, the president and Antoine are very concerned and trying to deal with this threat, basically. But the general public, I'm not sure, because I guess we haven't seen that many of them, that aren't connected to the main characters for obvious reasons. They're in hiding. So I guess, yeah, there's a bit of a mystery how they're responding to everything and how they feel about the whole ordeal. So who knows? Maybe they haven't been thinking about, wow, that was a rush
Well,
from the camera
for
there as it closed up.
humans, is my camera really too bad? I can try to
No,
switch
it's just that it
Wi-Fi
wasn't working for a second, and then it does a thing where like it catches up sometimes without whatever it didn't load before. So you just went, and then that was that for a few seconds. I've just never seen it done like to that extreme because it was a while before you came back on.
Bro, hold on. Let me try to switch Wi-Fi's because this is. I don't want this to be annoying for the whole.
I mean, it was
entire
just funny, was all. That was the thing. I need to catch up on the series. Yeah, I've been catching up too. In between, during the interval and before the opera started, I was scrolling through the PDF document of all of the different responses and timestamps. Couldn't connect them to the videos themselves, but I'm pretty sure I vaguely picked up on like on the different things. So I guess if they can become relevant, I'll bring them up.
Maybe. To answer your question about what people think about what's going on right now, for humans, everyone is like super fucking panicked because imagine that there's only rumors for years that there's a hybrid that's like the strongest being on Earth, but you don't know if it's like real or not because it's mostly like myths. And like it gets revealed like a few days ago that it's real, and suddenly the president is taking action and is sending like angels with history of mass murderers, and we can't evacuate. Like obviously everyone would be freaking out and making news about this and talking.
Yeah, that definitely tracks, especially if they're trying to, incite panic to get people's approval for the meeting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for the whole president bit, the only thing that changed from the treaty is that usually only the descendant of the first three rulers can make a decision. But since there's like so many humans, he feels like it's more right to get the approval of other country leaders instead of just deciding everything for himself, because it will make him sound too much like a dictator, even if it's within his rights. So he'd much rather go around and like get a common vote to be sure of what to do so he doesn't get like killed like the good king.
That does make sense, although since you bring up the idea of only descendants can make make these rules, surely by this point there are a lot of descendants from all three different kingdoms, right? So are they entitled to the same, or do they have to be descendants and also in power?
They work like royalty. So Antoine talked about this before.
Okay, I think now you've cut out because I can't hear you anymore.
God, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you're back now. You're back now.
So it basically works like royalty. So basically one person is on the throne that like represents the whole kingdom. And if they want to step down, then their child takes over and they become the source of responsibility and authority. And the previous ruler doesn't have a say in what they do.
Okay, I mean, I'm with you up until that point, except for the fact that we're dealing with a president, which is very specifically a non-hereditary position.
I shouldn't have called him that. I hate younger me. Is technically he's still called the king of humans, but it felt a little too dictatorship to call him that because Antoine is the king of angels and we have a king of demons. So he basically gives himself the title of.
You cut off after give yourself the title of. I was guessing you're going to say president, which
He's kind of given the title of president instead of king of humans, because if he gets like the agreement, okay, every ruler agrees that I'm not a dictator, so I'll keep being president, but his son is still going to take over. They just have more regular checks than angels and demons. They all have very different hierarchy of how they rule. Angels have something else and demons have something else, but it's still the same rules as the treaty.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna ask something else, but I forgot what it was now. So if I remember it,
I'm
I'll bring it up.
sorry, I yapped too much.
No, it's fine. I mean, well, I've seen the PDF. I was fully prepared for that. It's okay. The fact that there's a lot about this series to yap about is already a good thing.
I love my series. I love talking about it, and I guess
I remember what it was now.
Much.
I remember what it was now. Yeah, because you said during that especially you hate younger you, and I do remember in the PDF that you did mention that actually that you wrote the first episode, or you can see the first episode, or whatever you called it, in 2019.
Yeah.
So,
it was so long ago. I didn't know what I was doing with this series. This episode didn't exist in my mind when I was making episode 1. So it's like screwing me over with some things I've set up that now I wish I'd done differently. But I'm going to remake episode 1 anyways, but I still got to deal with what I've done.
I mean, that's fair enough. I guess does that mean that there's actually like an original version of the episode 1 that's on your channel somewhere? Because I didn't backtrack or check your channel or anything.
Oh god, yeah, the original series is like mostly deleted and lost on an iPad that doesn't turn on anymore. But I still have very good memory of what it was before, and trust me, you don't want to know. It was like ass. But I rewrote it now, and I'm much happier with what it is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, one thing I guess, yeah. What I usually do when I find like a new channel, is I tend to, for Gacha review, I tend to like go back and start from the beginning so I can see the evolution of the creator. With your channel specifically, I didn't do that because I was so excited by the series that I only went back one episode. It's like, yes, okay, we're gonna look at this in more detail. Because I was watching a bunch of stuff for Gacha
actually
Fest
10 years old. Yeah. It's a very old channel, but most of the old content got like deleted and lost because of personal reason. I had to delete everything because I had strict parents and I didn't find the video before. But now I'm glad I'm starting fresh, but most of my old followers aren't really here for Believer in Gasoline. I think I only got like 120 that follow for this series, but before it was just old stuff that forgot they were even following me in the first place.
That does happen with channels if they don't post for a while or they don't post that frequently. Yeah, that's true. Actually, you know what, KW here had a similar experience because it was like when the Article 13 scare in 2018 came around. It was like or she said it was Copper that really like scared her off of like having most of her old content still be visible from those early days. Except she said 2018, which was before Copper took effect in 2019. So I don't know, but yeah, both her channel and mine are 13 years old or turning 13 years old this year. So
wow, yeah. Happy birthday to your channel.
Rest assured, yeah, I'm very familiar with the feeling of an old channel. In fact, actually, my first Gacha series is also from 2019.
Oh my god, twins!
Yeah, there
also,
you go.
Before I go on, I wanted to say I find all of the voices you do so freaking hilarious. It's so funny. The voice you do for Andrea is insane.
That's just based on my vague recollection of people's impressions of The Godfather. My boy, look at him massacre my boy. Yeah, that's it. That's all I know.
This feels.
I think you cut off again after this feels. Okay, you're back now.
Yeah, sorry. I can't really control it, which sucks, but I'm glad I can like talk a bit freely when it works.
Yeah, I mean it happens like a couple of times, but it doesn't seem to stay away for too long. All right, with that, I guess let's keep going. Speaking of the Andrea voice, let's keep going.
Oh no.
During this meeting, the leaders of each continent are gonna debate.
Continent is a bad word. Technically they're all from different countries. I wouldn't say a leader for a continent, but leaders come from all across different continents, so I guess it works.
I mean, I guess if there's a king of humans, then everything's on the table. Yeah. For a common unanimous vote of what to do. Yeah, good luck with a unanimous vote from everyone. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but the king still doesn't want to like choose for everyone, or else he's just gonna get fucking killed.
Well, that's why. Well, the first of all, try to start to curse on the stream because that's something I got for my channel. But also, but in general, yeah, like that's why people go with the majority vote usually rather than like unanimous decision, I suppose. Although maybe for something as grand as this, letting angels into, I guess if he restricted like the area of search to, I guess, his jurisdiction, then maybe that would be okay with the majority vote. If it was the entire world that was searching, then yeah, it might be a bit of a different issue. But yeah, majority vote might have worked here.
They probably say like a unanimous, like it would be utopic. Like we hope it's unanimous, but it's politics. They're just gonna go with like what works best for most.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's the Star Trek mentality. But it's all an excuse to maintain democracy. The president has all the power. By the way, okay, the music here, I feel like probably doesn't fit that well. He's conveying like some very serious, some serious exposition to people, and yet the music is just like, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm back. Wi-Fi was glitching, but I've heard that you didn't like the music.
Well, not for this scene. It's because it seems so upbeat when he's talking about like these very serious
things. It's not
things.
Upbeat. It's stressful. I swear. Just listen more to it.
Okay, sure. All right, we'll listen to more of the music then. Let's play the music.
I found it stressful when I was choosing. We're all gonna die.
Yay! You're all gonna die. Wave your hands in the air.
Yeah, we're gonna kill my sister. I mean, I found it stressful, like it was like kind of tense mission, like, but yeah.
All right, fair enough then.
Do you want to do the Alessandro voice, or do you want me to voice him?
I mean, but in the PDF you said you like the Alessandro voice, so I'll keep it.
It is very funny because you know how old he is? He's like 29.
Yeah.
But in my head, when I hear him sound, I don't see this Arthur Morgan deep voice, so it's so freaking funny.
Yeah, I think that voice, we call that the Cole Gray voice on this channel because the very first episodes of Gacha Review, which also started in 2019, incidentally, now I think about it, we're reviewing a series called Taming the Bad Boy by It's Mimi-chan, and then another one we had the creator along. And do you recognize the name? I mean, you're around that time, so you might. I don't know.
I mean, I don't. I was like really young. I forgot even how old I was. But maybe I'll come back to memory.
Okay, well, fair enough. In that series, there's a character named Cole, and again, because we had the creator there, you know, like they were able to tell us exactly like what kind of voice like they envisioned for the for Cole at a certain point. So apparently it was just, you know, a deep southern accent with the deep voice, and that became a thing, which then made a bunch of people flustered, and so I just kept doing it because I feel like that's hilarious. I find that hilarious people get flustered with voices.
The voice I love to see you most do is Antoine's voice. It's really cool to see like a serious voice on him.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, he's in he's in a position of power, so I guess, you know, he needs something that's mildly serious, even if it is a really bad Marlon Brando impression. Anyway.
I mean, I rub my hands like a little evil fly because we're gonna see him a lot, so your work is gonna be overdue.
Okay, well, fair enough then. All right, but first, Cole Gray. You kept him at bay long enough for the mafia with your blackmail. What little authority I have over the president's military is not under angels who don't care about appearances, or at least what I can exploit for my tactics. I never thought about a mafia that would have some sort of control over a military group. Normally it's the police force, they say, but yeah, I guess like the military, it would make a lot of sense too, to some degree.
That's actually reference because sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I was just too excited.
I was saying, if anyone was the means to fight back against the mafia, it would be the army. So, you know, it's a bit of a risky move, but maybe it can be done.
If you think hard about it, Andrea has enough power on Earth to get most of Earth's like hierarchy of military and power like out of his way because he's so powerful and he has so much blackmail, which is why the siblings feel so safe to be around him because they know they're not going to get bothered with him. But once the angels come down, it's not like he's going to be able to do much because they don't care. They know that they're seen as like murderers and they're proud of it.
Yeah, see, the impression I got about like Andrea's like scope of influence was more so that he has power of like one particular like area and location and like the organized crime within it. Because that's how most mafias that is in I guess in the real world work, because they have like a particular area that's affected by them that they control from the shadows. Because I guess we never, even though we get like an idea of like how he rose through the ranks, I don't think we've seen like the full scope of how far he reaches outside his own organization, because mafias have to be controlled from within anyway, so that the members that they have around like don't go rogue or anything, as we saw in the series. But yeah, like because it's all from like this perspective and all from like within side, I don't think the full influence or like the full like range of influence that he has is quite as obvious as you might think it is.
Maybe it's not as obvious, but it's also because we don't know much about how big his influence is.
Well, yeah. So
when you're working in the mafia, you don't also know how big the boss actually knows about everything. And we know that he also has worked internationally. Yuko said it in the beautiful exposition scene in episode 5. But his mafia and the way he rules it is a little different.
I mean, okay, fair enough. That's what I meant in terms of we can't like make a like as audience members we can't like understand like the full scope of him outside of his own outside of like what he can do to his own employees. So it's not entirely clear. I guess aside from maybe like these a couple of lines that he might have some sway over. I guess not entire military, but part of it.
I wouldn't say the entire military, but at least what could reach Alessandro and Etsuko if they were to get into problems. It's more of a outer armor. Like they don't know the hybrid and that demon is in here, but they're not gonna go into his mafia in Tokyo.
Yeah, see, that's what I meant. Tokyo will be like the ground in this version. Like they fought for him, like how most mafias seem to have influence. Aside from imports and exports, but that's obviously all part of it. Anyways, in their hierarchy, we're the weakest species, and humans are just collateral. We need to kill the president today before he breaks the treaty and allows them in. Now, see, here's the thing. They could very easily, in this setup, if it has to be a unanimous vote or anything, or even if it's a majority vote, just plant someone in the room, Mission Impossible style, disguise them as a politician, have them vote no to everything, and nothing will get passed.
Okay, this is not 12 Angry Men, but they do very, very thorough checks to make sure that you can imagine in a world in Magic where there's a lot of disguises, they wouldn't like let anyone enter without checking if they're actually who they are. Or else this would happen like every day.
I mean, these meetings don't happen every day, so maybe they'll.
These meetings don't happen every day, but demons or angels could meddle into humans' affairs, and we don't want that.
Yeah, I guess that's a. Oh, wait, I was about to say, did they ever sway? But no, of course they don't, because they're the target. Yeah. Since his successor is a well-known pacifist and demon sympathizer, the chances to let King Antoine carry on with his plans are slim. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You're my most competent assassin.
I'm sorry that I make spelling mistakes. I don't see it sometimes, and I don't think it's the worst thing to unimmerse yourself in a story. I'm embarrassed about it, but it doesn't stop me from reading it.
No, yeah, like I guess that does differ from different people, but yeah, for non-voice acted series, it is the thing that is a thing that like that it can definitely break immersion for some people, or assuming that they themselves like know about the issues. It became like a running joke all the way back from like early days of Gacha review that Gacha tubers just can't spell in general,
yeah, I can't spell.
but their audiences don't call them out because they themselves don't realize what the mistakes actually are. So
I'm just more embarrassed about it, but I'm really trying my best to have no mistake.
Fair enough. I mean, it does show you've got the right yaw. Most gachibas don't have the correct use of yaw in anything.
I'm an im. I can understand getting confused, but for the your and your, that's unacceptable. Like, it's so clear to me to not get it wrong.
Yeah, because like as long as you know that your with apostrophe is an abbreviation of you are, then it gets then yeah.
Same for a and an. I often don't get it wrong because it makes sense when you say it out loud.
Yeah. I guess there's one thing about the French language is that there's a lot of silent letters at the end of tons of words, so it's not the thing that becomes like the most apparent immediately. So that I can understand. Yeah. You mess up, but it's not your fault. It's just distractions.
Yuko's a distraction.
Oh, she was.
She was. She was stopping him from killing correctly.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, you see, that was the thing that I was pointing out like last episode. At first, it seemed like Yuko was like Yuko was actually like helping him because she was providing like an actual source of comfort, to put it mildly, for for this supposedly family friendly channel.
I mean, comfort women.
Yes, so she was providing some sort of comfort to him, in a dire situation. Like keeping him going and keeping him actually from falling so far into despair. So but yeah, like I mean, we saw from like his perspective that he imagined Yuko. I think he did say to like somebody at one point that he thought about her in that scenario. Maybe I'm trying to remember from last episode if he mentioned it to someone verbally. But I don't know. Like it's not a thing that like would like incite loyalty usually, especially from somebody who has escaped once or tried to escape once already. If it weren't for Etsuko, who also would have been a bargaining chip the same way that Yuko would have been, the threat of have something happening to her would have been more powerful than what actually did go down.
I yapped a lot about it in my answers. I can understand some people might not like it, but I never saw much to talk more about than the way the things ended. But yeah, it was mostly just Andrea trying to find a way to control Alessandro, but figuring out that it was like going too far and he needed to stop it.
Yeah, no, but what I was saying was that it feels like it feels like he had that method of control, and again, like if he's threatened to take that away, it's the same thing that like a lot of like cults do, basically. Where they give you like some sort of prize, or they promise you that if you like pledge your loyalty to them, they give you some sort of prize. But if you then decide to leave, they withhold it, or if you don't commit to something fully, they'll withhold that from you and cut you off entirely. And by that stage, you're supposed to be so indoctrinated that you don't want that to happen, so you give more and more into them. If he'd taken that approach, he would have minimized his chances of more resentment, because look at this man here. He is less content now than he was before.
Andrea's a dick.
That's why that's why I think that like he's like I get like the idea behind like a plan to control him more. I just think that he went about it in the wrong way. That was the thing.
He kills good, but he gets too sad, and Andrea's trying to find him new addictions to get off like him being like so depressed all the fucking time because it like goes bad on his killing. But if the addiction is also going to impact how he kills, then Andrea is just going to take it away. But he's not really good at doing it the most efficient way. He's just kind of ruining this kid, man.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You know, he's become his own worst enemy, or he became his own worst enemy in like that last bit, and it cost us, and it cost us an enjoyable character as a result of it. That's what was that was the sour taste part from the end of last episode. I guess rephrase a little bit, but yeah, I have the highest faith in you, since your motivations can only help your success. Yeah, see, now he's doing this. He's doing the exact same thing I said he should have done with Yuko. He's threatening to do something to Etsuko if he doesn't comply. That's way more effective. Anyway, but
Etsuko's already the thing he's worried about. He's not gonna have two things because Etsuko doesn't care about him killing, but Yuko is making him rethink his job for him. So he's not gonna want to have Yuko around if she's giving him more compassion.
I mean, I don't know, because I don't know. Is it more effective to have like one bargain chip or two? I guess that's what it comes down to, really.
Andrea has way more importance into the hybrid anyway.
Yeah, I suppose. Although to be honest, actually, if now that I think about this, because I just realized something, like the hybrid is like the thing that everyone is after, as the cause of the unrest that he is trying to deal with right now by killing the president. If he'd actually killed Etsuko instead of Yuko, he still have that bargaining chip, and he wouldn't have a threat the hybrid anymore.
That's different, because you don't really know Andrea's motivation with the hybrid, so it can't be as simple as black and white. But
okay,
I mean, if you were in Andrea's shoes, who would you want to keep as a?
Well, I've already said I would have kept both of them. More of a threat. There's there's less of a chance. You're doubling your chances of keeping someone around, because I say something happened to one of them by natural causes or something. That's again another issue. Etsuko's not like the healthiest being in the world, so she wiped out an entire facility. Yeah, she could do the same again if she was motivated enough.
Oh, sorry. I was lagging in. But yeah, to respond to your thing, I'm not gonna argue about this forever, because I kind of agree, but not entirely. From Andrea's perspective, it was more trouble keeping Yuko around than if it wasn't for just like discarding her like trash. If he kept her around, I feel like Alessandro would hate him even more for using even more blackmail against him. He hates him a lot, but he hasn't done much in the long run that makes him despise him as hard. He doesn't want Alessandro to want him
until now,
dead.
I guess.
Until now, but I feel like for his point of view, keeping someone like Yuko, who like brings so much hope into people, would have been way too difficult to like control, because it would have been too much of a positive influence on Alessandro. And
it depends. Going back to the
a good influence already.
Yeah, it depends. Going back to the idea of like cult indoctrinations, that hope is what spurs people on sometimes. So I guess it depends. I guess he opted for the rule by fear versus the rule by by offering a prize, so to speak. That's the terminology they use when talk about that. But yeah, not trying to say that about Yuko
Andrea's
itself,
very cruel. He'd much rather get over things very quickly the moment it crosses his rules, rather than wait around.
I think it's ironic enough it was Yuko herself that mentioned that at some point, actually.
Ironic, isn't it?
Don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, she'll be safe here while you carry the plan. If you fail, there's nothing I can do. The angels will find her, and they'll kill her.
Yeah, just in case you were a little stressed before going into this, my man.
Of course, yeah. You want to operate at peak condition, so no pressure, of course.
I need Andrea to give me my morning.
I heard I need Andrea to give me my morning, and then it cut off again.
Oh fuck!
While you reload.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're reloading now.
Sorry, I was just saying I need Andrea to give me my morning pep talk, because I would love to get motivated by him. Hold on. Also, I saw a comment that was a question. Also, can Etsuko not fly? Andrea doesn't have any minions who have wings. Why can't she seek shelter somewhere high up in the middle of nowhere they can't reach?
Angels, I guess.
Yeah, there's angels. Angels have literally the whole sky, and she doesn't like flying because, I mean, Alessandro doesn't like using wings, and he's not teaching her how to fly. So it's like you have arms, but they're just staying all day. You don't know how to raise them up. And also, where would she go? There's angels. But it's a very sweet question. I wish she could fly higher than these motherfuckers. Oh, sorry.
It's kind of like with Percy Jackson, the way that he couldn't fly because if he touched the sky, then Zeus would snipe him with a lightning bolt. Like that's kind of what I imagine.
Yeah.
I'd love to get motivated by a mafia boss.
Hey, Bun, how's that Final Break episode coming along? Episode 2, it's been a while, hasn't it? Elmer's gonna be very disappointed, but no pressure or anything.
He's gonna kill me if I don't release episode 11 next week.
Yeah, we've got enough fuel before that point.
Hey, Azrael, why am I not in the following episodes? Bring me back as the main
episode
villain.
11.
Yeah, I forgot this was called Andrea and
I feel like I've been
Gasoline.
demoted. You know what happens when someone tries to demote me?
Well, yeah. new name of the series. Season 2 is called that. You just
I need to do that for April Fools. It's
right.
coming up soon. Hold on, there's another question before we go on. Why isn't Etsuko being more independent? I really wish we could focus more on her. I wish to. I'm gonna fix that in the remaster of episode 1, but you gotta think that it's also Alessandra's fault. She really doesn't.
It cut off after she really doesn't. I can attempt to answer that. One of the things that makes this Angel hybrid story more unique compared to the plethora of others that exist right now is the fact that the Angel hybrid is not the main character or doesn't become the main character, I guess, at least not yet anyway, halfway through after we've, met their parents and had the whole, fall into the dark side nonsense from back in the day. So I guess that might have been like another thing, and I do get that, but yeah, like focusing on her more as like a potential deuteragonist would have also been, a good thing to try at least. Because yeah, like she's at the age where she's like, supposed to, make a name for herself or do something to that effect, and she almost had a group of friends very briefly, but who knows?
Okay, no, let me have, please, I swear.
Okay, no, you're back now. I was stalling for you.
It's okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. Okay, number 1, why is it Etsuko more independent? Because
oh no, it cut off immediately after you said because. Wait, out this window, quick! It's because of the. You're back now.
Okay, no,
back now.
It's because of. I'm not gonna say that word anymore. It's gonna kill me. Alessandro has been babying her and sheltering her entire life. He's like been stopping her from making her own decisions because he's been too scared that anything's gonna happen the moment she like gets a little too excited and uses her magic accidentally. So she's not allowed to take charge or be independent. She's always reliant on her older brother, and also he doesn't know how to raise a fucking kid. He was like 13 when he started on this. Number 2, also, yeah, I didn't really focus the story on her as much, but this is the episode where she's really starting to like realize that she has to take her own decisions, and after that the story splits and she takes more of an active role, and I'm really proud of that because I love her screen time.
Well, there we go. I guess that's why I said about the deuteragonist came true after all. Perfect. Well, I guess will come true. We haven't got that yet. Yeah. What if his son wants to avenge his father and he makes things worse? What if the humans just take that as a threat?
His son's spineless. McClure doesn't get along with his father. That bit about the masses take as a threat, though. That's that's probably gonna happen, actually.
That is gonna be taken as a threat, but at the end of the day, the son gets the final word, and Andrea thinks that he's not gonna act on it because he seems to like the hybrid when he talks about it on public TV.
I wouldn't take that risk otherwise.
Yeah, so I guess what would happen probably is that the revenge would be focused on like, you know, the assassin group themselves rather than on the hybrid. Although, of course, if it was found out the assassin was a demon, that might end up, you know, weakening relations. But I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure that Andrea can spin it in some other way if he really wants to.
Let them think.
Oh, I missed a line. Whoops. Itsuko will get seen as a monster even more.
Let them think what they want. It's not our problem.
I mean, it kind of is, but...
I mean, the public opinion's not really their problem as long as they're safe.
I mean, I guess that question is, will they be safe if people are still trying to hunt Etsuko down and have more of a hint now as to where she might be? But anyway.
Your main goal is to keep the hybrids safe at all costs. Still, do try to keep some damage control. We don't want to repeat it last time.
Yeah, when everyone died in the lab and got blown up.
Yeah. Etsuko's like, damage control. Say no more.
I wonder whose fault was that. Give me that gasoline can again.
I mean, see, here's the thing. I mean, Etsuko can, like, astral project wherever she wants now, so she could have been, like, you know, like literally anywhere she could be just, like, observing what's going on or something.
She does not astral project. She's speaking telepathically with Alessandro. She can get in his mind, but she doesn't astral project into anyone else. He doesn't want her to use her magic. It's like the only exception.
Oh, so the image of her is for our benefit as the audience then. Okay, fair enough.
Do you want me to do the voice?
Yeah, sure.
Let me go with you.
Absolutely not.
I'm a good assassin.
You're an assassin, I'll give you that.
She follows him on missions.
Okay, I've you cut out with the line.
No.
Yes, I have in fact seen you kill, and that's exactly why I feel like we should do this subtly. The news report the next day, the president's face has been bitten off! There's blood all over the place!
I can't say anything, but Jesus.
Okay. We have followed the trace of blood down to the Road House of Andrea. No, Etsuko, this mission is the hardest I've ever been assigned so far. I'm not even sure I can do it without getting caught. That's not going to discourage her. That's just going to be like, well, let me come with you to help you then.
Yeah, Mr. talks a lot. You just said you start trusting me.
I know. I'm sorry. The stakes are too high. Can't risk something going wrong. If someone were to hurt you. I will say the music now is ramping up the tension. It's now it's gotten more suspenseful. Yeah.
I could speak through your mind and help.
Okay, I know this is not what you intended, but now I have an image of Etsuko as a tutorial NPC. Enemy to your right. Dun, dun, dun.
Press X to shift. Double jump. Press space to run.
I know Etsuko. Gosh.
I'm being useful.
Yeah, well, apparently there's a book version of this. That maybe there's a video game spin-off in the works. You never know.
I'm writing the book, but it's not like released yet. But goddamn, video game would be hard.
Yeah. Press X. Yeah, that's a good point. Not normally the button to do that, but hey, you know, that's fair. That's fair.
If my grammar's terrible, my controls will be terrible.
there's a human didn't have Etsuko's stomach the day after. There's also an Etsuko-sized hole in the wall where she like burst in. But yeah.
With the stupid
President. The president. Yeah, exactly. The president's palace is much too far. I won't be able to hear you. And I revoke you to use any more magic. I guess you meant like forbid there.
Oh, revoke doesn't mean forbid?
Well, revoke. Well, I guess like, well, you could say like revoke permission. I suppose maybe.
He only allows her to use magic for like talking, make sure they're safe. But besides that, it's a big no-no.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, did he give a permission before to revoke it? But I guess that counts. Yeah. All right. Through the wall. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. With the reference ball.
Yeah. Etsuko, listen to me. Listen to me. Normally that's done. Oh, I guess I was meant to be like the listen to me was part of part of that line. Okay. Listen to me. Okay. I mean, not talking now. Oh no, well.
Do you not get that sometimes she goes nonverbal when she's upset at him? She really doesn't yap a lot, and he notices.
No, it's more of a case that he went. Yeah, no, that was a joke. Like I was saying, like he went nonverbal after he said, "Listen to me." That was more on him than her. Like obviously, in that sense, like yeah, she's like listen now, or she's gonna be too shocked to speak. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, and he feels bad when he realizes that he screamed at her.
Yeah, that is a classic, parent-child dynamic. Even though obviously they're not, but yeah,
their dynamic is really something. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want to start worrying about you in the middle of my mission. Because you'll always be my highest priority. Except last week with Yuko, but, whatever, who cares? Good.
Also, the Yuko flashback was like a year before, when he still had long hair.
Yeah. Yeah, my perception of the timeline is a bit warped, unfortunately.
I know, my timeline sucks, but I also thought visual cues would help, but it's also my fault.
I mean, that is fair, I suppose, but also, it's very dark right now, so even like length of hair is sometimes difficult to define when like half of him like blends into the background anyway.
I know. I write once that the year that they are, and I don't even think I wrote that they're in 1969 now. I don't know how to fix it, but I'll figure out a way.
Yeah, although I guess because we didn't ever because we didn't say like it was a different year, I guess it could be assumed it is the equivalent of present day. Incidentally, what was the inspiration behind using 1969 as a present day? I think you cut out.
I'm sorry, I have my camera cut. If it does save me some grace, I do put when we go into the past in the episode description. That's the only way else I could see myself like fixing up my timeline. But besides that, 1969, I wanted to do something that was kind of old-fashioned because I liked the way that the period era set it in, and I also like studying history, and it's also the birth year of my mom.
Okay, I guess that tracks. All right.
It's just nice to work with something that's not in your period. You get to do more research, and I always like to watch things that do not take place in our current political climate.
Well, I mean, this definitely, with the whole Three Kingdoms thing, it doesn't take place in any political climate that is,
I
fitting.
know,
So
but
in that sense, maybe not so much.
I didn't want to go like 2026.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I guess the other option would have been the future. Presuming that say for example, the event of like the Demon's Angels being born happened to be like modern day or whatever, and then it cuts off to some time later. That could have been another option, but this one works too. This one, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't work is technology, but I gave myself some leniency on that, even if it sounds funny, just because magic exists in this world, and I feel like they'd find much faster ways to communicate if there were devices that were run with magic.
Yeah, I guess that. Well, I mean, but depending on like when magic evolves in things, it actually, it actually does affect like the level of technology that's that people embrace. The most famous example, obviously being the Wizarding World, where like they don't go past mostly don't go past medieval level of technology because magic, makes anything else they come up with useless to them.
Magic started
like a
coming
giant
around the
train, for
Middle
example,
Ages, and now we're in 1969, so it's very developed.
Right. In that case, you might have even say that might have been even further back technology-wise, but anyway, either way. The fashion would have been different, so, not worth the
sometimes I don't make
sacrifice.
the best choices, but I gotta work with them.
I mean, you did say use Gacha Life 1 for this, so, like the fact that fashion-wise, it does make sense to embrace both.
I like Gacha Life. I like the art style and the thick lines. I like it much better than the other games who I find are like too thin in the way they draw the pieces.
That's interesting because I mean, because when Aiden started doing gacha videos, he very specifically, even though he only ever made one Gacha Life video, made like all of the outlines very there's very well, not very thick, but I guess like he made them like all black outlines so they don't blend in as much. So
I guess
yeah,
it's all about preferences.
Yeah, but I suppose he tried to achieve the same effect, but I guess with like the most modern version that he could. Because it was 2020 at the time, so he didn't have Gacha Life 2 at the time. But yeah. You must take over the identity of a specific god. Suzuki Takayuka. There's a file resuming all his life. Memorize it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here, by the way, the word resuming wouldn't be used in this context. It would be summarizing, like a summary versus yeah. That's what those also is, because honestly, even in Spanish, a summary becomes un resumen. I assume it's the same in French, so that's I know where it comes from. Yeah, exactly. I know where it comes from. But I guess this is the best they can do in terms of getting over the magical identification that they would have to do, like screening everyone.
Yeah, also they're working under a very short time frame. They gotta hurry up, so they just took one of the people.
I mean, if that's the case, how did they so easily acquire a summary of his entire life if they're working on such a time crunch?
Andrea mixes research about people. I assume if he does blackmail, he'd know like who their relatives are, what they work,
Well, provided that Suzuki Takayaka was already in, was already a target of his, or under the sway of blackmail, rather than someone completely random in this case.
He'd pick that over a random guy. He must have some people working under the president, in his hands.
Well, if he does, he can easily replace one of them.
We'll see.
I'll stay close and watch God. I'll be your NPC.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know telepathy, but good guess.
Yeah. Okay. This I also like. We got that power and the actual blinking between them. That's a nice touch.
I like the blinking. I do it a lot in this episode. You'll see.
I won't be able to hold the spell on you all day. I need to be completely focused and concentrated.
Hey, Andrea! What's it? What is that? Ah, dang it! Better do it again.
Magic drains your life source, so he wouldn't hold it for weeks.
Well, I mean, he doesn't need to, I guess, because the president's only going to be here for. Well, I guess he's in his palace, but he's only going to be, there's only so much time before the summer, so he wouldn't need to do it for weeks.
With an experienced demon, it can still hurt your body, even if you're used to the pain. It's still pain.
I imagine it would hurt more the more that they drain themselves of it if their eyes keep getting affected, I suppose.
I'll also create a distraction as soon as you're in.
Yeah, you'll see the big distraction.
I'm excited already.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love this episode because there's so much action and it like breaks from the backstories we've had so far.
Yeah, which is what we were saying last episode. We needed more of.
Yeah, I know. It took me some time, but I'm glad now we can move into the present.
It should help you to isolate the president.
I mean, that's assuming that they all run to
the
faraway location rather than the president just delegating the police to intervene that happen to be nearer, but okay.
You'll see.
Get creative and don't mess it up.
Sorry if there's too many swear words in this series.
Well, yeah, see, my thing is that, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, the guests or like to myself or whatever, then I minimize it. But when it's the videos, because they're already made by other people, they're not made for Gacha reviews. So, you know, I can't exactly be like, oh, you know, and because I do blind reactions, I can't like screen them all first because it ruins the whole point of it. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe Andra's just the has-been hotel character.
To some degree, although funny you should say that, the first person to comment on this stream was actually somebody using a has-been hotel character.
Hello.
I don't know if they're still... Oh yeah, they are still here. All right. Well, hello. Well, hello there.
Hello, General Kenobi.
Exactly.
Oh, well, okay, hold on. Stop. Now's the good time to say, watch out, there's going to be blood.
Okay, fair enough. And now's also a good time for me to...
I don't put enough good warnings, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Now's also a good time for me to compliment once again the lighting effect, like the rays coming through the pillars specifically, because that couldn't have been easy to figure out.
I love my lights. It's the best thing to add. Once I'm done editing all of the annoying parts, I can add pretty finishing touches.
But yeah, that's kind of like me with masking. Speaking of which, it's... Oh, wait, no, that's probably because like the pillar is in the front of them. That's fair. Either way. I'm surprised he didn't get like any blood on himself, but I mean, I guess if he can levitate the blood, then maybe he could have cleaned it off.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just cut it in a way that he wouldn't get blood on his sleeve. Also, it's a very dark vest.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, it's the classic outline black again.
I love my outline black. How dare you hate on it? I find it so useful to do outfits.
Yeah, the reason that the reason that, you know, we talk about it a lot on Gacha reviews because like, you know, because outline black is like the darkest you can possibly make something. It means that anything that would be outlined otherwise doesn't have an option to do that unless you make the outlines brighter, which then doesn't feel like Gacha life either way. So that's really the reason.
It's on visual preferences again.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, as long as no one saw that happen, but okay.
It was under his sleeve, but it was shown for the audience, obviously, but you wouldn't see it in real life, a few drops of blood.
Okay. All right, then. Well, if you're actually looking at the machine, it's your job to screen someone, then, you know, you'd be a bit more on the lookout for what they do, but yeah, I mean...
For chance, but I feel like... Yeah, but blood manipulation is, like, really rare. No one would expect to check for, like, that.
In a blood testing machine, you don't expect them to test for blood manipulation.
Yeah, because blood manipulation is, like, techniques that really no demons do besides the royals, but the royals don't leave hell, so they wouldn't look out for freaking royals to show up.
I don't know. I feel like on the day they're voting for angels to come down to look for a demon-angel hybrid, potentially blaming the demons for the whole ordeal, they might want to get involved on this of all days.
Once again, this happened like really quick. I'm not sure they would have time to set up this good surveillance.
What is the point of
Fair
of this
enough.
guard
It's a
then?
fair enough comment. The guard is to
Yeah.
make sure that, like, I don't know, no trespassing. Do you trust these lovely Samaritans to prick themselves and go on their merry day?
What I'm guessing in this instance is that well, it's kind of like the Hunger Games, I guess, in that respect. But I'm guessing they already had like this machine anyway, in case someone is in disguise. They just didn't watch closely enough to sort of do what people are doing with the machine itself.
I mean, everyone's very stressed. There's a lot of going in, going out, so many employees. That happens.
I guess, yeah.
And
I was trying to find a specific frame. I saw something for a second. Never mind. It just drops the rest of it. It's like, I don't need this anymore.
I mean, it's like, you know, you prick yourself, you wipe your hand a bit. It wouldn't be suspicious.
Yeah, which now I think about they probably should like they're giving out like, you know, like napkins or wipes or something, but yeah.
We don't care about minimum wage employees. Let them bleed.
let them bleed on the floor. Other minimum wage employees will then clean it up afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The president's got better things to do.
Descended from the good king, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, the good king. We love the good king.
Yeah, we certainly do. Anyway, what would humans look like if they rely on others for help?
Okay, let's do one each. We're already being looked down on for being the magicless species. What if we let it slide? What if all
He's pushing dictatorial tendencies. He can't be trusted.
Yeah, this is when you can go wild on voices.
Yeah.
The hybrid can't be trusted. It's a bloodthirsty beast that destroyed everything in his path. What's a few collateral if the hybrid could kill us all?
I'm intrigued by the paintings in the background, actually.
This is the symbol of the humans. I showed briefly the 3 flags in episode 1.
Ah, yes.
I made them myself.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, also,
Tim.
you're gonna have a wild day about this. You know, I mean, it's not really important, but the guy with black hair is the Prime Minister of Japan.
I mean, okay. I'm surprised that Japan still has a prime minister, considering where this president is based. I thought he was just the president of Japan. I thought that
There's leaders for every country, but the king of the humans doesn't control every continent and every country.
So okay. So in that case, he's the president of, I guess, I don't know, humans, but also not really. Okay. Okay.
I tell you, it's different for every kingdom. He still has to hold the responsibilities as if he was king, but the responsibilities are still divided because there's so many humans.
All right. I mean, I guess there's a good way to get to an alternate way to get to, I guess, where we are now in the world, given, you know, how things started. All right.
Yeah, he didn't go the dictatorship route like the Angel Royal family.
Oh, so my citizens are worth sacrificing?
God, I freeze again. Sorry, I froze again. What if he captures the hybrid and uses it to exterminate us? The hybrid will exterminate us. I have a very feminine voice.
I wasn't going to say anything. I sound way older than I look. Don't question it.
You're selfish to put us all at risk for your pride against the angels.
Wasn't this your idea? Anyway.
No, it's not his idea. It's a random guy.
It's much more than pride. There's humans on the line.
Then evacuate your people.
So the hybrid can escape with them?
Well, the angels be paying the cost
of
you can do
the
it.
infrastructures.
I mean, yeah, because I thought it was, yeah, because you did the last one, so I was like, okay. Oh, wait, I think I gave this guy the old voice beforehand. They sure as heck did last time. They
Okay, do
consider
your
their
best
time-
president.
They consider their time hunting as a reward. They will not contribute to repairs. In King Antoine's world, justified as unnecessary damage. Oh, repairs in King Antoine's world. I read that wrong.
Yeah, there was a lot of collateral last time.
Yeah, which is, I think there was, but the reason behind like the Three Kingdoms was to avoid that.
Yeah, they don't want to have
anyway.
to kill so many humans just for one hybrid, but also they're very torn. They don't know much, but they want to get it over with. It's a very difficult spot.
You know,
to be in.
the other thing that, yeah, the other thing that they could do is pull a Batman villain or something. It's like, you know, say like, yes, we're going to do this thing unless the hybrid turns themselves in at this particular point or something. You know. I personally would at least try that first. Not saying that Etsuko would go, she probably wouldn't, but they would, you know, at least to say like, yes, well, this is now on you. Everything that happens is on you for the hybrid I'm talking through the screen. And then Etsuko's like,
I feel like it would make them seem too much like villains. They think if we do that, we're not as good as the hybrid is. But yeah,
I suppose jumping straight to potential genocide is probably better. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Less villainous all round. Okay.
Hey, we're not doing it. It's the angels.
Yeah, we're just like them. Yeah, of course. All right. Completely absolved. All right. Okay.
It's the you building and people to world peace. You're selfish.
World peace isn't held by the hybrid's existence.
You're right. It only worsens it. And it needs to die.
About this thing again. Get this beast off our Earth. Deportation.
Why not exterminate all demon kind while we're at?
Guess that wouldn't be why they're not invited. This is putting all of us at risk. We're not killing anyone. Let's just letting assassins do it for us. No blood on our hands. Yeah, that's what Antoine thinks. No, not Antoine. Sorry, Andrea. Anyway, speaking of,
It's a shame. The bomb sewn hidden into Alessandro's suit.
oh wait, no, this is not him talking.
The bomb sewn hidden into Alessandro's suit.
Oh no, it is him talking. Okay, never mind.
If the president gets on the balcony for a speech, and he hasn't killed him in time, I'll set off that bomb that has the power to blow the entire White House.
Oh, subtlety at all times. The paramount of the mission. All right, if you can't kill one leader, kill all of them, I guess. Destabilize the entire human population. I'm sure the angels would not take the least bit of advantage of that situation. Definitely not. Nor would anyone else for that matter. Like, what? I can tell you're probably screaming through the camera right now for your Wi-Fi to connect. So I'm...
Sorry. It's not my fault, but yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm back. Yeah,
Okay.
subtlety much. I mean, don't you love saying your evil plans out loud to your evil goon?
Yuko Death Mentality Part 2. Yeah, no, well, not if it's just like the sacrifice of Alessandro. If it's going to blow up the entire White House, that assumes that like everyone else is going to die inside of it as well.
Yeah, which is why
Meaning-
Andrea would like to avoid that situation, but if there's no choice, he wouldn't want to lose the possibility of like, you know, if the hybrid dies, then his plan goes in shambles because of personal reasons. So he much rather sacrifice.
So he'd much rather destabilize the entire human government across the entire world, which the angels would absolutely not. Like, his whole goal is to avoid the angels being given permission to come down. if there's no one to grant them that permission, they probably would just do it anyway, wouldn't they? This doesn't solve anything. In fact, if anything, it makes it worse because there's no one there to decide like the orders on how to protect themselves.
They wouldn't do it because it'd be considered a war crime, especially if Earth is like with not a ruler. They would be like breaking the rules of that they can't go and hunt on human grounds, so war would start.
Who is there to enforce the rules if there's no leaders? That's the problem here. Again, he's failing to see the bigger picture of what he has in his hands here.
Andre is very complicated. We don't really know what he's looking for yet.
Yeah, including the creator. I'm kidding.
No, I swear I know what he's looking for, but it's like the biggest spoiler ever. It's only going to be revealed in season 2.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway,
I know he's like very destructive.
It'll be a real shame.
Logical guy ever. He has one greater goal, and he doesn't care about the rest.
It'll be a real shame, but it's necessary. Apparently, it's necessary.
It is necessary. You don't want the angels to come down.
No, well, again, that's what I'm saying. That if there's no one to stop them from coming down, they'll just do it anyway.
They won't.
I mean, who's going to stop them? The demons?
Maybe. It would really unleash terrible war. The humans would have to fight back. Even if there's no king of humans, there's like plenty of rulers who wouldn't be okay with this.
I mean, is that not what they're expecting to happen anyway? Even Andrea himself said that the angels couldn't be trusted to not do that in the first place. All that he's doing now is giving them the means to do.
They still need the authorization, or else everyone would just do whatever they wanted, and there would be another war like what happened with the...
Well, what? Okay, well, why does it? Well, I mean, I get respecting the authorization of the treaty when the treaty's in effect, but if there's no one there to, you know, if there's no one there on the one side of the treaty, then there's no treaty anymore. That's what I mean.
The demons are still here; they still apply to the treaty, and also if the leaders
Different
just
kingdom,
decided
though.
to. Yeah, but still, it does affect them. They're down there, but it's not like there would be the only leader left. There still has to be rules, or else every leader would like kill each other. They have to respect it for world peace. Most people agree with that, and I'm sure that Antoine has his own views that isn't just literal world destruction.
Yeah, I mean, the leaders themselves wouldn't want to all kill each other for the reasons you just described. But if they all happen to die at the same time, then everyone's in the same boat of there not being anyone to enforce anything. That's what I mean.
Then I guess that's kind of our world now.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, right now we've got like the whole. I guess. Right now we're still like the deterrent stage, I suppose. You know, I guess if like every like leader magically disappeared all at once, then yes, it would be thrown into chaos in the same way for sure.
Yeah, it's hypothetical scenarios that won't likely happen because it stayed the same for like thousands of years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Andrea is, you know, his contingency is going to would make that happen if Alessandro were to fail.
Andrea is like really difficult to get at first because you don't know what his deal is. I can understand if that's frustrating, but it will be so worth it, trust me.
Right.
Trust me, I swear, is one of the first things I wrote.
Okay, well, I mean, that does inspire. That does inspire some confidence because you know because you know usually with first things to write, people like will go in the direction of making that possible. Not to say that hasn't backfired. There was a series reviewed a long time ago called Jazz Pops. That season 2 they did like do like a whole reveal of who was there's meant to be, you know, there's meant to be an imposter there. Pretty sure it was made in 2020, so you know influence is obvious. But yeah, like the hints that were dropped that could have the hints that were dropped. I guess like they did work for the reveal, but the problem was the motivation behind infiltrating them in the first place and how they went about doing it. Because the idea was, it was that there was a group that was scattered, you know, a group of superheroes that were scattered across the world. They had lost a member without leave over the course of 10 years, and one person infiltrated that to actually, when the group came together to try to destroy them all, and the Jazz Pops who were also there at the same time. The problem is they waited until everyone else was united already to enact their plan. So they're basically like, yes, now that I am horribly outnumbered in front of people that would not have been here were it not for my help, now I'm going to try to destroy everyone.
I can't really defend on what I'm going with Andrea because I'm not going to reveal the biggest spoiler. But I hope that I execute it to your liking once it comes out in like 10 years when I'm done animating this.
No,
but
I can understand that. I'm just saying, it has it has the potential to backfire, but honestly, like, again, I will say, of all people, I probably trust you to do like among most gacha tubers to pull that off.
That's very sweet, but also, even if I don't understand everything, and especially not in the beginning, now I've written everything to be like continuous for season 2. I'm not going to add a character whose motivation you don't understand and confuse you with why they're doing that if I'm not going to reveal it later. Even if you're frustrated to how a character is acting because you're like, why don't they just do that? It's not logical. Well, they're doing it differently because you don't know why yet. But I trust it will be revealed in time and hopefully ease your frustration once you understand and look back.
I mean, fair enough, and that's a noble goal. But again, from the perspective of someone reviewing something like this, I can't rely on the idea that like every confusing character motivation is going to be explored.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oversights. Yeah.
My series takes a lot of time setting up things, so it's not really a one episode you get everything kind of moment. But I do love your reviews.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I do love the show. So I guess with that spirit, let's get continuing with the show. Donning a new disguise, okay.
She's gonna save her brother because she heard that there's a bomb. Holy cow.
Wait, hold on a sec. Okay, so speaking of confusing ideas, I guess, like, I'm just like, she put on a suit and then hid it and then also disguised herself under a hoodie.
Yeah, because she has to get there to find someone to disguise herself as. Well, you'll see. You stop every second, but you just wait and see.
Okay, fair enough. I would have thought that a hoodie would be more conspicuous in a place like this rather than a suit.
It's very conspicuous, but viewer has to see, I guess. You want to do her, should I? Yeah, you do her. You'll do her justice.
There you are. I've been calling you for 10 minutes.
I mean, okay, so yeah, like that's where I thought this might have been going, in the sense that, like, to infiltrate someone's to get someone's uniform. Normally, in this scenario, would like get somebody, and they would remove like their clothes and put them on yourself. But I guess if you already had a spare uniform, then I suppose so be it.
I'm not gonna undress a girl.
I'm not saying do it on screen. I'm just saying that's what would have happened in most circumstances, I guess. Unless Andrea,
I know you're very hungry after episode 3's lesbians, but bear with me, my boy.
Yeah. Also, hold a second. You of all people said like, "Oh, I'm not gonna undress a girl." What was episodes 4 and 5 then?
It's different, but anyways, there's a lot of suits lying around.
Okay, I mean, so is Etsuko just like having like a vague suit, like they're not like the guards, not necessarily like the guard uniform itself, but like vague enough to be, I guess, you could say like, okay, well, there's like regular black suits, so they don't have to, I guess, match. I mean, I guess. Anyways.
Always making me wait. The president's lunch is soon, and we have a lot of angry mouths to feed.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
It sounds like they're all children. Like, we got a lot of angry mouths to feed.
I'm back. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, I felt like it was more convenient for her to already have suits lying around, especially if she followed Alessandro on his missions before. And to answer the thing about, nudity, I wouldn't say that it's necessary at this moment for the scene to have sexualization. I'm not going to cut corners when it comes to representing trafficking and prostitution and love, but for this scene, I didn't feel like.
I think you cut off again, by the way. Yeah, my point was that's why I said before it doesn't have to happen on screen. It's just like the usual circumstance.
Yeah, I was just teasing you, little Jacob boy.
Yeah, I guess if she borrowed one of Alessandro's suits, because I don't think she would have one, you know, like herself, because what's she going to use it for? But yes, like I guess if it's one of Alessandro's many suits, then maybe. And if it vaguely resembles the guard uniform, then I suppose.
Yeah, perchance. Who knows? The origin of the suit is not of my importance.
Right. Okay. But yeah, again, it is
of
mine because that's why I'm here.
If you desire it so much, I shall find you a way to explain why she has a spare suit. Who knows? But I didn't think it was that important.
I would have thought it would have been one of Alessandro's, but again, like but it was more so like the fact that it matches the guard uniform. But I guess if they're vague enough to all like if they're vague enough that be like, you know, regular black suits, then yeah. I don't know.
It's basic black ties. I assume she has her own because she has her own wardrobe, especially if she follows.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know, but I don't know because again, like the way she's been portrayed so far seems to have been that she's been mostly like isolated and kept like everywhere, you know, hidden away.
Yeah.
So
obviously she's extremely isolated, but Alessandro has been allowing her to go hang around with him on some missions he finds safe.
Okay, then wait. So then why at the beginning of this episode then did you say, "Oh, you're going to start trusting me," implying that he hadn't been doing that before?
He kind of wasn't because he wasn't allowing her to take charge. He was just like watching over her while he was killing people, but she wasn't allowed to make her own decision, especially not in a big mission like this.
Okay, so her following him on other missions is not her making her own decision, but her offering
because she's just there.
Come along. Okay, but that's
not going to come along to the mission that's going to kill the president.
No, I understand.
If some random crook, that's fine if she wants to come. He knows the situation. She can watch.
All right. But okay. But that what I was saying before was that it was that from the following the logic of okay, well, like her asking, you know, to be the. You know, if her asking to come along on this mission is her taking charge, as you described, her asking to come along on another mission that's not as important would also, you know, she's doing the same thing. So that would also be her taking charge in that sense. So if it's not taking charge, then again, the situation of her, you know, saying, "Oh, you should start trusting me," doesn't apply either.
Alessandro's point of view is that he's not going to allow her to have an important role in his missions. The mission about killing the president, obviously he's not going to trust her to like not cause problems, but if it's just like routine killing of small clients in dark alleys, he can allow her to come along because she's not like everything she can do in those missions is planned by him. Like if something goes wrong, he can like fix it up, but not in something like this. He's not going to trust her to be reliable here.
Which, yeah, like from his perspective, it makes sense, but from hers, that's what I was saying before. She said that you know, Alessandro didn't start trusting her, you know. Like although maybe I guess when you say that like that, maybe it's not like that. Other trusting her on a different level, I suppose. Maybe
trusting her in more relying on her for things.
Okay,
and including her in his life and in his goals, and just allowing her to come around and basically be luggage isn't really Etsuko's definition of being trusted.
I mean, it's like it kind of sounds like it was based on what she was asking him to do, precisely that. But other than that, I'm with you with everything.
We're not gonna go in circles around this. I don't care that much about defending this aspect of my story.
I mean, it does sound like you do, but either way, that's fine.
I mean, I defend my story because I like it a lot, but also it's not the biggest plot points that is going to change everything if you don't agree with it.
Oh no, it's not, and I'll say this also as far as like what happens in Gacha review. You know, if it like if a review gets like the more nitpicky that it gets, the more that I'm enjoying the actual show, the more I'm following along with the logic, because you know there's less to there's less to there's less like there's like obviously, you know, like obviously wrong or obviously confusing. So in order to balance out, you know, the otherwise incessant praise I've been giving this, you know, I come up with like other stuff.
No, please, oh please, praise me more. Oh my servant, glaze my series more.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I think after episode 2, you know, I definitely gushed just incessantly, and most of the stuff that's great about this so far that is probably the same thing I said before, so I'm not repeating that again. But yeah, you're right.
I have taken a hard beating on episode 1, but I deserve it. But I'm glad you still like it after episode 2 because it's more accurate representation of what I write now.
Yeah, episode 2 is what got me into it originally because that was the episode that was submitted for Gacha Fest. So that's the one I happened to check. I was like, yes. Well, I mean, I'm.
It is more recent. I don't even think it's a year old yet, or maybe it is, and I just lost possession of time. But it's when I wrote.
Well, yeah, I think that was the reason, because with Gacha Fest they specified that it has to be like it had to. Well, this year was between January 1st and December 15th that the video had to have been released.
Speaking of Gacha Fest, do we have results yet on nominees? I feel like it's taking a little longer than the dates said it would.
Yeah, I don't know beyond that because Mops hasn't told me anything else because like the last ping that I got was to, you know, vote on, I guess, round 3 of the, you know, of the different categories. Actually, no, he did tell me no. Well, no, yes, of course. I did actually say that but no, he did show me that a certain video ended up winning the best comedy category. That you know, just to taunt me. So the results are there, but I guess he's probably waiting to put the video together because it's not a live award show like the Jacobs is. So it takes a bit more to set up, I guess, the video to a certain degree or something. I think that's the idea.
Well, are you coming?
Wait a second, blood notification.
Oh my god, you're going to bleed me dry, literally.
I mean, imagine if you're cooks and you have to get merchandise outside into cars and go back and forth. I would also go insane.
Yeah, in that situation, I would set up the machine, you know, like outside of that area so that you can, like, you know, have like all of the like the loading area would already have everything there.
It's the 4th time already. It's me.
Go off, Granny. I believe in you.
You're not to bring us every time. You have to go to get supplies.
Stand your ground.
I mean, also, in the spirit of that, where are the supplies? You're not carrying anything.
In the car, in the truck that she killed the other girl under. Like, you know, they had a truck with a lot of food. The supplies was over there, if you didn't notice.
Oh, then what I'm saying is, like, where are the supplies? Like, they're not carrying them, so they need to get the supplies first. They're
yeah, I guess little Israel was too lazy to make them pick up a box of cheese.
You got to pick up a box of cheese every now and then.
Oh man, I'm not gonna win the Gacha Fest. They're not carrying cheese.
Yeah, see, again, like I said, the more nitpicky I get, the more I'm enjoying myself.
Well, that's very sweet. I love finding people who like my series, especially even more rare to like get reviews. So I'm like over the moon about this. It motivated me a lot to produce episode 11 faster because I want you to react to it accordingly in time.
Well, there you go. See, sometimes different types of motivation help with people. Doesn't always have to be me.
Come on, Aya.
Did she not? Okay.
She just skipped over the guy with. He was like, I I don't like being screamed at by older women.
I guess not. You know,
You cannot fight the power of an angry grandma. It's in the lore.
There was no term for Karens in 1969. Most of them were born around that time.
She was the blueprint.
She was the Karen on which all other Karens are modeled.
The OG Japanese Karen.
Yeah. Why does it look those were in timeout? Okay, anyway. Oh, this background here I like particularly, actually.
Thank you. I love it. It was originally blue, so I had to color everything myself to look green, because why would they have the color of angels?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I guess that's, you know, I guess that's fair. There are ways, by the way, in like some editing programs to do that and change the hue of things, but I guess you'd have to mask around everyone, so maybe not. I don't know.
I don't mind editing backgrounds. It's pretty fun. It makes them more mine, you know?
Yeah, I think I said this before, but in terms of like whenever I make gacha videos, the most tedious part for me is filming the parts in actual gacha, which is very ironic, but yeah.
It does take me forever to do all the screenshots. I'm not even done with the screenshots of episode 11, but it's because it's like 30 minutes long too.
I suppose. Which yeah, that's another thing that I like is like, you know, the that is I think that the decreased runtime of like these episodes definitely worked to their favor to some degree, but yeah, like obviously for an episode for when things start to ramp up, it makes sense.
There's a story
the other thing about this
actually. But yeah,
the thing about this is
I yap too much.
Yeah, the other thing about this is I like the fact that there's actual extras in here. You know, they use like the space to make it look more 3D and more lived in. I guess like most people don't bother doing that, so I like that too.
So I love adding extras in life to
story.
backgrounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, also episode runtime. There's actually a story about that. When I posted episode 3, which was the longest episode so far, I was very disappointed because like I didn't get a lot of likes and especially comments, and it motivates me a lot to see how people think about it. And one of my friends told me, well, maybe people don't want to look into your series because the episodes are too long and it would be too much of an engagement. So I tried to cut the episodes a little bit, but then in the long time it started to upset me because I felt like I wanted to keep going. So now I just started to do as I see fit in the script.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because with my series, the episodes got longer for different reasons because we kept on thinking of more things to include. But yes, that's I can understand that because I had been trying to make that point to certain people. There's a regular person on the channel here, BB Butter. Actually, I keep telling her that like long-running videos are appealing to some people, but not to everyone. And it's even true that if you get like a certain amount of time, like 90 minutes and 59 seconds, then people won't think of it as 20 minutes, and they'll think of it psychologically as below. So yeah, getting the so that was a good strategy for engagement purposes, but yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, now it's episode 11. Who's gonna join on episode 11? And my believers, which is what I call my fandom, are gonna be very happy that I feed them this much.
All right, yeah. Seen BB in a while. She was on stream like 3 days ago, I think, or something. Well, 3 streams ago. I haven't streamed in a couple of days, I think, but yeah. Well, I think what we're both saying is here is that that's not that's not applicable. Like, the thing with like BB specific is that she will like try to extend the runtime of a video by like to get to a certain point. Like she'll talk about stall gacha reviews specifically, so they get past like a certain hour mark, even though I specifically said not to do that. Well, she used to, doesn't do it anymore. So yeah, like when someone's like doing the direct opposite and actively hindering a video's performance, then I intervene. But otherwise, yeah, we don't enjoy our 6-hour D&D session.
Yeah, I love D&D sessions that take like hours.
Yeah, but well, you know what? Actually, like for our D&D session, we actually use gacha images as PNG tubers for our characters, so we can see them on screen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wonder if we should brand that as like Gacha D&D or not. That would be a good thing or a bad thing. I know, I'm not sure.
Do D&D in the believer in gasoline world and try to survive.
Ah, yes. Well, step 1, be an angel.
This is just racism.
Well, well, yes. Person who introduced the theme into the video, yes, it is.
Just be born different.
Well, I mean, that is what this is in D&D is, you know, how you were born. So I suppose. But yeah. Nobody knows. They've been acting crazy.
I'm looking for Suzuki.
There's been sight of the hybrid near Shibuya. Go aboard the president. That definitely...
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just excited because Austin's back, so I get the hot voice.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, see, like I said, hilarious when that happens. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, I like the fact that Etsuko is already suffering from the spell that she hasn't done before, because you said before that demons will, you know, like it will drain them to do these kind of things or maintain it for a certain amount of time. And assuming she's never done this before, maybe that's how she followed him. I don't know. But assuming she's never done it before, then it would definitely affect her much more quickly than it would Andrea, for example. So that makes a lot of sense.
Etsuko's very good at copying other people from what she sees, but she's like really bad at maintaining it because she's never used magic like that long before, and she gets hurt way more. You see the marks on her skin? That's just her skin that's like rotting and experiences side effects just from her existing. So you can imagine how hard it gets when she uses magic.
Yeah. Well, we talked about like, the markings on her skin in episode 2, referring to like, you know, the foundation and such.
It's very mysterious.
Yeah. How stupid can humans possibly get? The verdict is taking forever.
This is your revenge on me for arguing too much in this episode.
What did I change it by accident? I don't remember from one episode to the next sometimes.
It's okay. It's fine. I still enjoy it.
No, if I did a different voice or something, then I don't know.
You did an Astarian voice for him on episode 2. And now you're adding.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes, that's right. Fair enough. Yes, I didn't quite recall, but thank you very much. Anyway, it's clear they won't. I'll make it out with the hybrid on their own.
Of course, my king. I glaze everything you say.
Mm-hmm.
They're fools to hesitate on your hate. If I may take your mind off the weight.
Interesting reaction from that other character there from the close-up. That definitely implies some significance to him.
I like him. His name is Valerio. We caught someone from the army. A deserter. He seems to have a weak faith in our values and doesn't want to fight.
Is that so? Very well. At least it'll distract me. What is troubling you, my child? You should be proud for serving your home nation. Glorious heaven.
I love the music.
Yeah, the
I associate Antoine with piano a lot because it's my evil instrument.
Interesting choice, but okay, yeah.
We're killing them. Innocent demons.
You know, actually, one of my earliest ever music classes, I remember from when I lived in the US and I was in like actual elementary school. We actually watched a version of the Three Little Pigs, I think. And like each character was given their own instrument as like their theme, basically, and we were told to look out for like with specific ones. We were like 5, so we weren't like analyzing the significance of it yet, but it's more of a guess like, oh, French horn, that's the wolf coming by, or something like that. That was it. That was the lesson. But it did stick with me. So I did like having a signature instrument or leitmotif of something. Like, yeah, I do enjoy that.
I am a classical music student in university. We analyze more than the Three Little Pigs, but very great instruments motif.
Yeah, and in my show, I actually do have some characters that have a leitmotif of their own. Not a signature instrument per se, but definitely there are several tracks that I've kept specifically for those characters, which why I always do, even if like other people are editing certain scenes, I always do all the scoring. I'm quite particular about that. I see. You've truly been corrupted. You don't deserve to stand in my ranks.
Antoine is so cool. He's so cool. I'm glazing my own characters, but he's so cool.
Yeah, it's always nice to see like a character who, even compared to Andrea, like holds like such like influence and control to this degree.
Andrea's just gonna get beaten to death forever now because you don't like his actions, but I get it.
Well, no, but I mean, this is a good thing compared to Andrea because, like, while he controls through like like research manipulation, like I kind of like worked his way up. It's like the I was about to do another Avatar comparison, but in the PDF you said you haven't seen Avatar, so I can't.
I have seen season 1, but I got bored after. I didn't want to start season 2, but I know what you're talking about when you talk about the characters.
I see. Well, in that case, it's compared to Azula and Long Feng, two characters
I
that
like
come over to
Azula.
season
I've
2.
heard of her. She goes insane. I mean, I know,
Yes.
I know of her. I know she goes crazy and cuts her hair and does lightning and cool stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if you ever decide to look into season 2, she appears in the first episode of that, so you won't have to wait long to see her. But yeah, like there's another antagonist character called Long Feng, who is the head of a not really a secret police, but more of just their equivalent of the police, like the cultural ambassador, so to speak, but they're a police force. So he basically like he worked his way up to that position from humble beginnings in order to, I guess, to influence the king, who basically becomes like his puppet, basically. So
that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, compared to Azula, who was simply born into royalty, does exude the same the same types of power and control, but just in different ways and through different means, basically. So both people have loyalties towards them for different reasons. That's why that reminds me a little bit of Andrea from Humble Origins versus Antoine, who was born into it. So that was my comparison between those two. That was what I was getting at. So they both serve the same niche, but for different reasons. They have slightly different ways of going about it, so they don't feel stale copies of each other, basically. But yeah, I suppose as you pointed out, the whole Andrea thing, yeah. So far, Antoine hasn't had many major plans that he has enacted as of yet, because his part is still in motion. So I guess can't really compare him to Andrea in that sense yet, because I don't have enough data. And that was the last of their Wi-Fi, apparently, I guess. All right. Oh no, they're back. Okay, there we go.
Back. Yeah, anyways, I love my villains. You haven't even met the third one yet, but she's coming really soon. And they all have different power dynamics, and I just love my villains.
Well, there you go. I don't know.
You were asking the other day, do angels get side effects? Well, you kind of see something.
No, okay.
King,
I recommend you settle down. Your skin is already turning frostbitten.
I mean, frostbite makes a lot of sense. They do live up in the extreme cold of the sky. Yeah.
It also affects their heart rate. I compared a lot to Raynaud's disease, the way that their skin starts to freeze. But Antoine is really good at magic. He can control his side effects good enough.
Yeah. I think I knew someone with that disease. Ironically enough, I found out about it when I was in Paris.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't mistake us, French. We don't even move our own bodies.
We don't even move supplies from a van. I'm kidding.
We don't carry blocks of cheese. We just check out the van and go back inside.
Every time I do that, I check the van to see the supplies. I don't lift them because I'm old, and I have to go back and draw more blood again. Come on. Also, I know I should get tested. I saw the sample results on the machine, okay? I'll do it next week. I don't know. I imagine that they could probably use a machine for that too.
All right, let me get my whip. Jacob, boy, get back to work.
Ah! Wait a minute. I could use this. All right,
I'm whipping my servants who doesn't work hard enough.
Is that the new villain's dynamic? Just between Andrea, but like power and influence worked up. Antoine, magical powers. Villain number 3. Rouse.
Honestly, the way she is dealing with things, she probably should have a whip. You'll see. I can't wait for you to meet her.
I guess I don't think there's a whip prop in Gacha that works, so I can see why that wouldn't have been applicable anyway.
Yeah, weapons are annoying to edit already. I'm not gonna add a whip.
I'm actually relieved because I don't trust people in 2018/2019 in Gacha to actually use a whip correctly. Well, I say correctly in a non-traumatizing way for the audience to see.
I've already had to do a lot of research on scythes to make them accurate weapons for episode 11, so I kind of know the deal, but whips are 10 times worse.
I see. Right, I got carried away. Such words disturb me. By the way, you standing in fire right now, Kelvin?
No, it's the lights.
Okay. Send my lieutenant to post guard on the earth.
Echo, you're back. I love you so much. Episode 11 is all about you.
All right. I want her ready just in case if the hybrid makes an appearance. Even if it takes 5 more episodes, she will be ready. The president should not be disturbed. Oh, this is Lysander, isn't it? It's urgent! Tell us the sightings of the hybrid attacking people in Shibuya! I guess if the hybrid's attacking, it's probably not helping the public perception, but, I guess that'll be revealed in future episodes as well.
It's Andrea's distraction.
Well, no, I understand, but again, if it's like, I guess like he did say, who cares of what the public think of Etsuko, so, it is that part at least is in line with him, I suppose.
Andrea's just trying to make Alessandro have an opportunity where everyone is so distraught and distracted that he could try to have a way to get the president out of the meeting without him immediately going to the balcony.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but the attacking part was the part that seems unnecessary because it could have just easily had okay, the hybrid sighting, the hybrid starts flee down the streets or something, high-speed police chase or something, lures them even further away, in theory, if he hadn't already said that he doesn't care about Etsuko's perception of them for the public, then, there'd be more of an issue. But again, it almost became another instance of a character of an Andrea plan that I can see how he came to that conclusion, but he definitely did not think of the repercussions, but it wasn't this time because I realized oh yeah, he doesn't care about that part. Anyway, I have no concern for safety. I don't know.
No concern. Your country has only less caused us. I forgot the D.
There's sights of the hybrid in Shibuya.
Alessandro sounds weird.
I have new vocal cords now as part of the spell.
She's attacking civilians. This is how normal people speak, Mr. President.
I have something in my throat. I'll clear it later. Anyway, the troops are waiting for your word.
I apologize. I must cut this meeting short. I've just been updated on the hybrid's position. You know what? Actually, you know what? This plan worked perfectly. The meeting's been cut short. Nothing's been decided. Distraction worked. There you go. Everyone lives.
See, my boy can think of smart things that you agree with.
We have reached a oh, never mind. I got ahead of myself. All right. They reached a common ground, I guess, so it's been
This is
decided.
what happens, Jacob boy, when you pause too quickly. But you'll see.
Yeah. Under most circumstances, if I pause too quickly, then I just end up getting like confirmed whatever nonsense I just said. But in this episode, it's like, oh, okay, never mind. It's like, ah, yes, this thing is coming together. No, it isn't. I'll give my final word shortly after. Oh, you'll give your final word, won't you? Yeah, final word.
Yeah, Israel does such good foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good question. Do you prefer to go by Asriel or by Évoli? Just out of interest. And we'll never know.
No! No one's ever called me Évoli before, but I don't mind. Whatever you like.
I mean, I was going by username until I saw you on Discord, so you know.
It's okay. I really don't mind.
All right.
Oh, copyright sound. It's slowed. I don't know if it helps with you for that, but it's a song starting now.
Yeah, fair enough. By the way, I did see in the PDF that you were like, ah, yes, you can't stop me. Copyright songs in every episode. It's like, yeah, that's fair. It's only really an issue for like us on the review. Like in the actual episode itself, they make perfect sense. So that
I
part
love
about, like,
adding
music and
old
sync and
gacha songs to the episodes. I will never stop. I'm sorry for the copyright. I get like fricked by it too sometimes.
But again, it does like help with the series, like harkening back to I guess now I know its origins do date back that far, but just the tropes in general. Like I said, this series is definitely like a great like marriage between like classic gacha ideas and an actual an actual like competent story structure that we get in the modern day. I actually
that's what I was trying to do at first, like take the OG ideas, but not make her, oh yeah, princess everyone loves, and it's super chill about it.
Of course, yeah, and instead of the main focus of the first part being being on her parents and like how she was conceived, doesn't matter. No parents, get them out of here.
Yeah, it's always funny to me, like just to go off subject for the hybrid trope, they always start with the birth and the mother's like, oh, I don't like this child because it has hair or eye color I don't like, but then at the end it's revealed, oh, it's actually the secret child of the royal family. Like, where did
that's the hated child. That's a different trope. Like that
but it sometimes becomes the hybrid. It becomes sometimes that like they take a magic test at school and suddenly, oh, you're the lost princess with the hybrid powers. No way. You have to go to the castle now and enslave your former parents.
Of course, yeah, because they're the only procedure that makes sense. But the one thing I really like about those tropes is the idea of of unlocking a transformation as being a part of like their general society. That's why when Gacha Story came out, I actually did start a series that that was all about like a society like was based around certain transformations, but we had to change it because Gacha Story didn't have much going for it. And there's only one episode. But yeah, like I do love that idea of, okay, transformations are an accepted part of this society, but like no one ever goes into it in detail. So, something should be done with that. But yeah. No, the slave for parents part, yeah, they kind of like gloss over that. So it's like the very end where it's like, ah, yes, you'll be enslaved now. No, and then they get like taken away, and then no one ever sees what happens to them. But that's pretty much, yeah. His pheromones won't
I'm
survive. Yeah, just push him
back.
over. His pheromones won't survive if his age is 4 detrimental. Now you know. No, watch him just keel over from an illness without Alessandro doing anything at all. He just happens to die by coincidence.
I just said Grandpa who survived World War II versus the stairs, which is one of the funniest things ever. I laugh about.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd hate for my troops to see an old sick man bark orders.
Of course. Oh no, sorry, that's you.
I know you're there.
Oh, all right. Oh wait, no. Oh, that's great. I was about to make a joke about like, oh wait, okay, Andrea's not concentrating anymore. He's like talking to someone else. So this guy's gonna start to fail, and then it actually does start to fail.
Sometimes I feel like you have telepathy with me, but me from the past.
Not the only, but like that is one of the things that we joke about a lot in like Gacha reviews, like like both Mila and the guests, we just have like oracle powers at certain points. Like sometimes the nonsense we start to say and stuff our head just becomes the reality. Yeah.
What
exactly.
power did you get in episode 4 when you guessed she was a nurse? Where did that come
that
from?
That was the most extreme example. That was the most extreme like version of that ever.
I was like just so shocked when you said, "Oh, I'm a licensed nurse."
It happens all the time, but never to that degree. Never to that degree before.
Predictable.
Oh, there goes the apologies potion. Okay, the video like lagged for a second, so I thought he would switch and turned off the soundtrack. It's like
no. That would have been cool, but no, the video lagging wasn't my fault. I didn't lag in the editing.
No, that was the stream. I was like, wait a second, what just happened? Anyway,
the stream is cursed, but it cursed me even harder.
Oh, the final break stream from a couple of days ago was the one that was the most cursed. And yet
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and yet the What's Up Unicorn videos we watched of those ones, they're perfectly fine because the world is not fair in that way. Yeah, I said this before, but actually, like, I don't know if you've heard of What's Up Unicorn, the gacha tuber, but you two are kind of like two sides of the same coin because you both have the same like approach of taking classical ideas and adapting them, like like evolving them to a certain degree. It's just that in the case of What's Up Unicorn, like they evolve them backwards. Aside from like visuals, but within Gacha itself, everything's done like within like all the props and the backgrounds and stuff. They're done with like how Gacha works, but there's no music or soundtrack to any of the videos whatsoever. And if you think your videos are long, trust me, those ones ramble on to eternity. So, yeah. So because I recently did my weekly vlog I do, which is called Walking Wednesday. That was my most recent topic. Was like you versus What's Up Unicorn, like the different approaches between them.
Really, there was a vlogging about me.
I mean, at least in part, yeah.
I cannot stop with this glaze. More videos, please.
Praise me and glaze me.
Yeah, do it or I'll turn you into stone. But that's very sweet. You should tell me when you do stuff about me. I want to go watch it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Walking Wednesday is very rambly, so just to let you know, those are my unscripted, like unfiltered videos. So, like,
it's okay. I'll listen to it when I edit episode 11.
Okay, fair enough. I hope there aren't too many cars in the streets. It's those videos are just me like yapping in the street for usually like 20 minutes a piece or more. Anyway.
I'm wondering if I had to edit the room green. I don't remember, but I probably did.
Maybe it was blue as well. You never know.
Yeah, blue is a sick color for royalty, but you must do green.
Yeah, I suppose.
I love color theory in my episodes, even if I don't talk about it as much. It's very important to me.
Yeah, that is fair. When I was studying when I was studying the Spanish for A level, I actually talked about this director called Pedro Almodóvar, who actually does do a lot of like color theory stuff. Is in his own works. The film that we watched of his particularly had like certain characters wearing white, and then like and as certain things happen in the story, they get like more corrupted. Over time, so start like wearing like stripes of pink or something, like fully red at one point. Yeah,
so cool. Just
yeah,
while we're on break,
I think you would love that movie particularly because it has a lot of gore as well, and a lot of like very dark comedy.
Nice.
And family
Also,
themes too.
Did you like the art I sent you of everything I made for Believer in Gasoline?
Yes, but unfortunately, because of like how StreamYard works, I don't have enough space to import them, so I can't really.
You don't have to share it. I just assumed that you would like seeing some extra content.
Yeah.
Besides, all of the art is like uploaded on my YouTube post and on my Tumblr, so it's not secret. Government.
There you go. Well, everyone else, you know where to find them, I suppose.
I do lots of old paintings from Baroque and Renaissance, and I take the symbolism and I apply it to Believer in Gasoline characters. So go check it out.
If that's the case, I'm surprised that Believer in Gasoline was not set during that period. Then
it's too old. It wouldn't have worked.
Oh yeah, I guess not with Gacha Life 1 anyway. Although as far as like religious themes around demons, it would have been a perfect time. But yeah anyway.
Maybe. I did plan to make a series into the past, but I wanted to focus on the present.
Yeah. There was a documentary I once saw where someone like mentioned a random line where said if you want a series to never date, set it in the past so it's already dated. So I guess that does help with
maybe if I have an idea for season 3, who knows? Future Israel will only know.
Time travel.
Literally, yes. I mean, it would be kind of fun to see what happened when magic wasn't as normalized, and with the Good King and all. I actually had a whole storyline for him.
I have been defeated and humiliated, but I have one last trick on my sleeve.
I will go back in time.
Wizard, step forth and send us into the past. We shall purge the world of demons before they even existed.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
There you go. Maybe that was where the last eclipse happened, is in the Brock period. I don't know. Anyways, you called the hybrid her instead of it. I guess that doesn't help identify who you were, but more that you know the hybrid. But yes, that works too.
No, it's because for the entire series, everyone who hasn't been Alessandro or close has called the hybrid it because they don't consider it like human enough. And so him calling the hybrid her kind of like led the trail that he knew he wasn't who he was supposed to be, because no one called her that.
Yeah. I guess also it is depending on Etsuko's hairstyle at the time, it is difficult to determine her gender, so
they just don't consider her human even if she was like extremely feminine. But I love androgynous characters.
Yeah, speaking of that, you've kind of got like an Etsuko cut yourself.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's not bright white, but it is very short.
Yeah, no, the trim is what I meant, not necessarily the color.
I have a tick to touch my hair often, but I do like having female characters with short hair and male characters with long hair. That's a thing I do often because it's my beauty standards in the way I do OCs.
Interesting. Okay.
Alessandro's a good example, but he's going to get his long hair back, and Antoine has long hair, and he's one of my favorites. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I very like your
Thank
art.
you.
Yeah.
You're so sweet.
I guess you got someone who has checked it out already. Yeah. Josh likes to. Josh is kind of like an Andrea in the sense of like doing research immediately. So for what it's worth. Also, yes, half the series I breast didn't show. You make assumptions based on what they see or don't see. Yeah, actually, you know what? A similar thing happened to a certain D&D character as well. Another, again, from what we use our gachas for. I mean, I'm gonna end up like talking about like other stuff incessantly, just saying a bunch of links to several different things if I'm not careful.
Also, I hope you're not too mad that the stream is going past 2 hours because we're just talking so much.
No. When I said like what I said before about BB, what I meant was, you know, like she used to stall specifically to get over a certain time frame rather than just having it happen naturally. You know, this is natural, so I don't mind about this. Yeah. Let me guess. You're the demon seed next to the hybrid. On the night my laboratory has gone down in flames, isn't it? Like it would have to be Aunt You in this case, because it's like, you know.
Sorry.
Your decisions have led you to die here. This is entirely your fault.
I really love this conversation between them.
I'm good. Normally I don't do an anime monologue, but you're the president, so I'll make an exception.
Yeah, I'll just do the logic and I'll kill you immediately because we need to have aura farming words.
I sure do hope something doesn't interrupt this, so you happen to, like, you know, start coughing and die in my hands anyway.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I
mean, he was coughing. He was coughing before. He was coughing before,
Yeah.
so I'm just imagining a moment where he's like, "Ah, yes, do it. I am prepared to."
I did
Why
plan
was
to
I
make
even
a
here?
post on Tumblr explaining each song.
Oh, you mean like the ones that, like, you know, for the episode?
Like, yeah, like, you know, every song I choose, I try to make it like the lyrics match with what the episode is conveying in the story. And the basic thing you could take from this song is that one lyric says the president needs medicine. So yeah, he's sick. But it's
fair
very
enough.
dumbed down.
Yeah, this is that because when I talk about this, like, terms like musical, like gacha musicals specifically, where you know, like a lot of the time the lyrics of certain things, they just don't end up like working with the music at all. The Music Freaks is notorious for this. You know,
I
of,
never
like,
watched the
sometimes
Music
they'll
Freaks,
tie
but
in, like,
someone said I was good like them, and I didn't agree because their animation was insane. But I heard their series good.
I mean, yes, the animation is spectacular, and that is one of the huge draws behind it. But there is obviously, you know, more to it. That being said, I can definitely, on the grounds like how you've used music, yes, it is similar to how it's done in the Music Freaks, to a certain degree. Like the choices are similar because or you're similarly motivated. Because in Music Freaks, it is like a full-on musical. Like they do like actual musical numbers compared to the montages here. I think.
Yeah, why can't we break into songs when we kill the president?
I feel like some sort of like mournful like ballad from the president, you know, would actually work in this situation in theory, but it doesn't have to necessarily. Because actually about Music Freaks, I actually said this in a previous video. I don't know if it was one of the Believer in Gasoline videos or could have been something else. If Rosie Closey is Disney, you're DreamWorks. In the sense that,
oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah. So again, something coming from like the same idea, but executed in different ways. Because DreamWorks will use like existing songs that they'll try to tie them in as much as possible, whereas Disney will mostly, you know, write their own or commission their own, depending if it's Pixar or not. You know. Anyway. No, I'm not mad. I'm even impressed. Silence a gun.
Just because I was cut off because my computer hates. I don't know. Gacha doesn't have good options. But to talk about the last things before I was cut off, I love musicals. I've sang in musicals before. I've done Christine from The Phantom of the Opera, but I don't see Believer in Gasoline as a musical. It's not that kind of setting.
That's fair. Yeah. You also told me you're an opera singer, so Phantom of the Opera makes a lot of sense.
Yay!
In that sense too.
I love opera.
One of those models will pierce right through my heart and make it seem like I had a heart. Yeah, that happens in a lot
Also,
of Gacha videos.
I hate that because the gun does end up making noise, so I just assume I write it in the way that it's more magically enhanced, but yeah, I just
So, like, oh, you mean like the sound was like non-diegetic? I mean, if that's the case, you probably could have cut out the lines talking about the gun and the heart attack, because how exactly does one? I mean, I guess if it yeah, because it would have to be a magical gun to make it seem like someone had a heart attack, right? Because
yeah, and they probably recognize models too if he can see look at the model and recognize it. But I'm mad I put silencer because the plot relies on the gun making sounds later.
yeah, and
I'm not perfect.
Although also, I guess in that sense, if the president himself can recognize this model of gun, that means it's probably well known enough that the idea of him having a heart attack at this precise moment in this precise fashion would still be investigated.
Perchance, but also sick old man versus stairs.
This is like every Agatha Christie story. Oh, this person had it. Was depressed. It was clearly a suicide that happened. Or oh no, they had a pre-existing condition. They definitely weren't slowly poisoned over time. No, they were just ill. Of course. Why are you looking into this? You know, Mr. Poirot / Miss Marple / whoever is in charge of this detective series. No,
You're right.
Of course not.
I love her books, but they all sound the same at the end. What do you mean the culprit wasn't one of the 20 listed suspects I had in mind?
Of course, yeah. Like usually the Agatha Christie twists are like something else, you know, that makes it super convoluted to make up for that. But those parts usually tend to be the same. But yeah, but in reality, I'm sure that kind of thing would be much more investigated rather than just like tossed aside. Only the detective thinks.
Oh
yes,
yeah, it would be investigated, but it would leave him more time to run away rather than just a big bang. But yeah, but I guess it would make more confusion than just a simple gunshot and gun wound. You know.
Yeah, it would buy him time at the very least, I suppose.
Yeah, they would.
I think you cut off again. So I will stall for a bit. Speaking of stalling, that's what these comments are all about. Get the job done. This is the thing that, yeah, speaking of jazz pops, one of the major issues with jazz pops in general was the fact that there was, was the fact that, like, they talk no jutsu to everything, but that was more of a case of just you know, us being like, you know, us being like blueboard on the fight, you know, much like, you know, the opera that I just watched being the anticlimactic ending that it was. But anyway.
Oh, you'll have to talk to me about it in private time. I'm curious.
Yeah, fair enough.
I hate talk no jutsu, but some are necessary for the scene. I will say, yeah.
I will say in our D&D group we end up using talk no jutsu a fair amount. Partly because sometimes the villain's plans are just are so crazy. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, this doesn't hold the scrutiny. I'm going to tell you exactly what's wrong with this, or just because, you know, otherwise our characters would die. So, you know, we want to continue the series.
There's a lot of quick kills.
You did say that you wanted this scene to have more of to have more like weight to it and more of like just like, okay, you know, do a bit of a monologue here, basically.
Yeah, not every character has a quick death, and that's it. You know, I like some tension, some words.
As long as someone doesn't burst in and rescue him in the last second, this won't be an issue. It'll even help finding my corpse next to my medication, dying as a sick human. And Alessandra's like, wait, you have medication? Wait, show me, where is it? Oh, it's that, okay, that genius idea, thank you. I shouldn't have said that. Yes, my medication, back there, that thing there. It will help to die near that. It was secretly his plan. His emergency thing is like, if he dies near that pill bottle, investigate. That's his secret code to his security team. What I'm guessing is this gunshot wound is going to make it like there's going to be no like actual wound because it's magically enhanced.
Yeah,
rather
magic
than,
gun.
You know, yeah.
It's great when you have a world full of magic.
You, boy, will never know what it's like being on the other end of the gun. I assume. I don't know why I would think that you wouldn't know that, but I'm guessing that you don't.
Because he's self-centered, he wouldn't see demons really as developed as he is. Well, it's a very two-sided conversation, but you'll see. One-sided, but I like what I wrote.
Okay. I mean, if he doesn't see them as developed, but he is able to like hand him a gun, but if he's
not
if he
developed
knows that
in the
demons
way
can
of
use-
intelligence, but in the way. Well, just finish the conversation and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Be hunted. Look down upon as prey. Yeah, this is a much more obvious parallel to that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Inferior. Maybe not magicless, but everything else. Where do I stand? Well, next to the medication. Like, that was a good idea. Do it. Next to you, who have your wings, your horns, and your magic. Do you blame me to save face for humanity and not allow them to be slaves of your kind? Ah, the kill the president line. I hear it now.
I love my songs.
This method works far better than the Music Freaks, in my opinion, because the Music Freaks, like, it becomes like the actual characters singing these lines. So if they don't match exactly what's going on, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, why? Huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm better than a series who get like millions of views, but that's very sweet.
Yeah, look, okay, Bon can attest to this, because I compare different shows to the Music Freaks a fair amount. Well, I compare everything to everything. You probably noticed. I compare just to Avatar: The Last Airbender, for crying out loud. That's, infinitely higher regarded in like the cultural, everything. Yeah, because there are some elements of these different things that are similar, or done to a different degree, or sometimes done better than others. So it's less of a case of like, yes, everything about this one thing is better than this other thing, as much as it is, this method works better than like this method in these two different things, trying to achieve the same thing. That being said, I do like this more than Music Freaks, but that's a coincidence.
Well, I like your reviews.
Thanks. Your assaults against the weak. Your frauds under my government. I hope King Antoine will get rid of every single one of you pests.
Yeah, you instead of yours. I'm disappointed in my mistake.
Yeah. You are digging, your own grave, Oh, no, that was right. No, it was the other one.
No, it was before, but don't go back and look at what I've written wrong. Please believe that I've not done spelling mistakes.
Don't go back. Okay. The real enemy who's who you've been trying to work with. Look at your cunning self. I praise your intelligence for making it this far. And
I think I'm gonna go hide because I'm not sure you'll like what happens next.
Okay. Oh no. But it takes a lot more to kill the president.
I'm gonna kill myself. No, I'm kidding.
I'll do it for you.
I will never let him.
Mm-hmm. I will never die to the hands of a demon.
He just swallows all of his pills.
You must have pluralized my list of contacts. My staff, the procedures taken, my schedule. Yeah, at this point I'd shoot him as well. It's like, yeah, okay, we get the idea. Thank you. My every move. I would like to thank the Academy and my mother and father for placing me where they are today, and my beautiful son, who may be a pacifist but is also really cool. Anyway.
I'm gonna cry.
And how long I'm expected to be left alone without more than a guard? Speaking of which, you better hurry this up. There's a shift change in like 5 minutes, you know, just so you know. Again, trying to help you out here. Medication, shift change, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I thought that's where you were going when you said you're not gonna like it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not the proudest of it, but that's all I found in the moment. I'm so sorry.
Uh,
I agree with you if you don't like it. I could have done something better, but it's just because there's something bigger that's gonna happen afterwards.
yeah. Well, I guess we got to the end of the conversation now. So yeah, the part that I was saying before about like not being on the other end of a gun, you know, implying that demons like aren't hunted in the same way, except for the fact that, you know, like I'm sure that he knows to some degree either like the demons could be able to hunt themselves under the same circumstances, which, you know, is a perception of marginalized groups in real life. They will, you know, kill each other and that's just, you know, like brushed aside. Or alternatively, that, you know, that's exactly what his goal is. So, you know, he very much thinks they could end up being at the other end of a gun at some other point. That's why I was like confused about like that line specifically. But the rest of the conversation I follow along with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just okay. So the end of the scene I hated too. So you don't.
All right. Oh, and I think it cut off again.
Oh, sorry.
You're
yeah.
back.
So what I said, I don't like the end of the scene too. So don't beat me up about it. But for the conversation, what I liked was that he was so focused on the way that humans are treated that he's in a way like negating how demons are basically living under the same threat with like, you know, being hunted, being inferior, with all that's going on with the propaganda, the racism, and the angels, everything. And he's just seeing his side of the story, and it's kind of ironic because he's complaining about it even though demons are living the same thing.
It makes a lot of sense considering that he is the leader of that particular the population to be more concerned about said population specifically. So yeah, it doesn't come out of nowhere or anything for sure.
But I do like the
was there a glitch? No, never mind. Etika's there. Yeah.
I like the ending of this episode though, so at least I'm gonna be ending.
Yeah, it's difficult to do like a scene of mass panic with just screenshots because people be moving about and milling around in different places. So yeah, like I'm not gonna begrudge that too much.
Spare me, Jacob the Wise.
Yeah. That being said, if Etika's moving at the same time, they probably should also. But aside from that,
some of them are just screaming around.
Blood manipulation, huh? How powerful. Yet all that magic was no use to you. Except it was because you got here in the first place, but yeah.
The blood manipulations.
Well, I mean, unless he actually, I was about to say he wasn't going to use that in this scenario, but I guess he probably could have in theory. Yeah, he probably could.
He could have, but it would have been very obvious it was a demon attack.
Yeah, probably. Get rid of him. Ah, because that's where they're going to send him to go. Yeah, again, the lyrics work. Yeah, this might be a personal thing, but I would not trust myself near a balcony after I just had an assassination attempt on me, but that's just a me thing.
What do you mean? I also stand in the middle of highways. Nothing wrong could happen.
I had one near-death experience. What's another?
Remember your love for balconies in episode 1? Alice! I love her so much. I can't wait for her to.
It's good to reintroduce these different people for for reactions to this one event. Makes a lot of sense.
Do you want to do him? Yeah, do him so I can do Etsuko.
Yeah. It's you!
Please.
All right, that the one gesture is like release.
Okay, Gore, go running.
Okay.
Close your eyes if you're a little sensitive.
Gore running. She could
Gore, yeah, also Gore running, but warning.
Angels will.
Yeah.
Yeah, my warning was not brittle.
Yeah, this part I can completely understand because, well, first of all, it's Etsuko, she could do it anyway, but secondly because, you know, she heard about the bomb threat, so she's like, yeah, I don't want every world leader to die, so, you know.
And also my brother, frig the rest.
That's true, actually.
He loves her brother more than the world leaders who, like, want her dead.
Mm.
Speaking of which, my president is dead! Like, oh, okay, well, guess my job here is done. Bye.
Actually, it's just beginning.
Ah, she recognizes
That's the joke. How do you know my name?
For I gave it to you. I am your mother.
Oh gosh.
I know a lot of things about you.
Okay, pause. Sound effect makes it sound weird because I didn't find a good one. In my head, she hits her with the back of her sword, but it sounds like she's slicing her.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you know.
Yeah, which is
especially
why
considering what just
I
happened,
stopped it with my timely powers.
Yeah, see, you're getting Oracle powers too now, just for the review rather than for the
Yeah,
video
I'm
itself.
just trying to escape being Israel. How dare you write this this crap?
Mm-hmm. Shh, keep the blindfold on.
It's for the blood manipulation.
Hmm.
You'll see later.
Everybody's killed the president. Okay. By you.
By me. I
Oh.
love putting it at the end of the episode. It's like I did that. Even if
Yeah, that
sometimes I'm
makes
not
sense.
proud, but I'm proud. I love that episode.
Yeah, that, as you said, because I love it too. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's
definitely
nice.
Yeah, it definitely is, you know, exactly like, you know, the change that we needed before now as well. Because like you said, you know, we've established everything we need to about the dynamics and relationships that are going to be like the most central. So now is the time for the action and for, you know, for things to be set in motion. And, you know, while the execution of it, or like the motivation behind that, how, you know, things started might have seemed questionable, again, partly because we don't know at the full extent, I suppose, from Andrea's perspective. You know, the end result being what it was, you know, I can aside from the guard scene, you know, I can, you know, it all turned out in a very it all turned out in a very satisfying manner, you know. See, Carly said the same. You know, again, you know, compare that to a literal Gilbert and Sullivan opera. I prefer this ending, the one I saw just before now.
I love that ending. Like the ending of that episode, at least. I love when she like she holds his heart. It like so cool, and with the music that drops too, it's like so. I love it.
Not to mention the implications for the world as well. Like, you know, like obviously they get it on the mark with the hybrid has killed the president. Obviously, that's going to be, you know, something to
it ends very overwhelming with like so many questions of what's going on Earth now.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, you know, what's going on, but, well, you know, what's going to happen from this point onwards, you know? Like,
what's going on is a mean of the future for me.
Because, I mean, like, if the agreement was already reached, are the angels going to reach down? Was the plan a failure? From Etsuko's perspective, of course, she, much like Andrea, didn't actually, you know, didn't actually care about, like, you know, the public's perception towards herself in this instance, because, you know, obviously her brother was in danger, like you said, so that was apparent. But like, of course, now she's like very deliberately made it worse by, you know, confirming what was said about her. Now she can't even deny the danger that she poses as a hybrid, because
you know, it's been seen by everyone, I suppose. Again, because balcony.
Yeah, balcony. Yeah, I also really love that scene because it changes setting for Etsuko and her realization about killing. Like before, all she's ever done was covered by Alessandro because it had no real consequences. It was just a slap on the back and get back to your life. But now she's like faced with the consequence of what she's done, and it's so scary.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder about that because I was expecting some sort of like, you know, other major consequence after they escaped for the first time, considering what she did during that escapade. You know,
I mean,
to
there
the
were
very
consequences, but she wasn't immediately affected and confronted by it. Alessandra had
You cut off after Alessandra had, but yeah, so I suppose that is that is a difference ultimately. Although we haven't seen the
because
full
she
extent
was
of like
under his
how.
responsibility, even if it's his fault.
Yeah. Well, I guess the question now is like, you know, like how is that going to how is she going to be immediately impacted? Because she's already been hunted anyway, so you know. But so she just doesn't have the
I
same,
can't
you
wait
know,
to see what
on
happens with her
that case.
character. I mean, I know what's going to happen with her character, but
You
I
can't
hope
wait to
you'll
see
like
me
it.
see it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob boy, I love your reactions for better or for worse.
Well, I've definitely appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully we'll have like other guests next time as well, because I know you know their reactions also you know definitely help with this. But you know that
I
it
mean,
always
yeah,
depends on the day.
I it's very constructive for me to like finally hear someone talk about my series. Sometimes I feel like I scream it at a void, even if I get cute comments. Sometimes they're not as peak in quality as like talking for 3 hours with you.
Yeah, I mean, but Gacha comments tend to be, you know, quite positive anyway, but they don't tend to be very in depth. So yeah, that's also, you know, it's also part of.
Most
But
of
yeah,
my
that's
comments are very cute, but it's also me explaining to people some things that they missed in previous episodes. Like someone was shocked that Antoine's mother was still alive when we very much saw her in present time.
Yeah, that is true. That might have been partly because I spurned on from the differences in time jumps, but yeah, I do recall that you know she did give him the crown, but and then just kind of like you know vibed alongside him rather than you know succeeding it via death basically. So that was I guess the difference.
I mean, we see her in episode 3 when she's talking to Antoine in the final scene, and he's like, "Oh, you gave the crown to me." But the person was shocked that she came back in like episode 7 or 9, I believe. I think it was 9. And it was like, we saw her like technically a week ago in the series, but I can understand because episode 3 is all.
I heard episode 3 is R. I don't know.
No, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, it's different remembering things when you watch it all back to back versus like 1 month per video upload.
Yeah, I think part of you know thing for me is of course you know with watching these things like one week after the next because I have a thing like for Gacha Review to make it fair. I never cover the same channel more than a week of difference in between. That's why these specific like videos are like, okay, it's been a week, time for another episode, because I just want to make it fair for other people, so I'm not just like hyper focusing on one specific channel. But yeah, that's that was me sometimes as well when I don't have a chance to either check back. That's probably also the reason why you know in terms of like Yuka, the timeline wise, that might be why I got like confused there. So some cases of the timeline is, you know, on me. I'll say that much.
No,
Mostly,
it's also
like,
kind of my fault.
It probably combines, you know, it probably merges from both things. Pros, the art and story continues
I
to
know I'm not
excel,
perfect.
and I love the backgrounds like a design. Yeah, well, that's ultimately like the main thing. There is a reason why I nitpick things that I like because you know nothing is perfect, and so you know, if that is the case, you have to.
I am not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first started watching the Music Freaks, and people were like, you know, how dare you criticize Music Freaks on any level whatsoever? And it's like, well, look forward to in years' time when I'm comparing random shows to Music Freak specifically and saying that I prefer them from certain angles. So, cons, the talking in the gun seems was agonizing me specifically, but why? Yeah, partly because of Jazz Pulse, partly because, in general tropes, yeah. Especially for Etsuko and Andrea felt sloppy. Andrea, I can definitely agree with. Etsuko, not so much, because Etsuko, like, yeah, she was. I mean, I guess the whole part, like, I mentioned that the line about her saying, that Alessandro should start trusting her was confusing on the grounds that he'd been giving her some trust before, like linguistically at least. But everything else with her, yeah, I can see why she wants to be like, yes, please don't blow up my brother. And
if you have more problems about understanding Etsuko, I can yap about you with her, but Andrea, I can't really because it's a too big spoiler.
Yeah, it's well, I suppose. Well, I mean, if that offer was to bond, then yeah, I can pass him your details if you felt so inclined, or both of you did. But yeah, didn't like the send your best man with the bomb strapped to him. I mean, that is Alessandro actually his best man, or is he just saying that to him? It's probably both.
Yeah, big manipulation guy. If you send a man who's like risking his life, you kind of want to make him feel like he's your most important valued asset. I doubt he is if he joined last year.
I guess also he didn't want to activate the contingency plan of the bomb. He wanted Alessandro to succeed, so maybe he, is one of the best on the grounds that he's the least likely to need him to activate that, the bomb in the first place. I guess if he sent a more expendable target, then
the lab, so Andrea had to get measures in case it went wrong, but he trusted Alessandro to do things right, but he had to get a second chance, even if he said he didn't want to go through it. But it's better that than Riz the Angels coming down because it doesn't align with what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if I were Alessandro, I would be the same boat. It's like, yes, if I don't do this and use my actual skills that I have that I've trained for, then multiple people innocent people will die that I now care about a lot more because of recent events. Yeah, I'm gonna do this anyway. Also, Etsuko is the target, so I'm gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna go through this.
I understand if you don't like Etsuko. I suppose it's my fault for not writing enough about her this early.
You cut out after this early.
Yeah, even I felt like I didn't write enough about her. Like, she's a more side character into her own show, but it's also interesting to not have the overpowered character have the central stage at first, especially if they're more victim to their environments. It doesn't have much to hold against. But I can't wait to see her expand more as her own character. And even if you still don't like her, I hope you'll be satisfied with what I've done with her. I love her a lot.
I might be biased in this sense, but yeah, I always like when the main character isn't the most powerful. Mainly, but I'm biased because in primary school, I had this group of friends that that we do like different like make believe things in, like as kids would do. And this one guy kept on asking who the most powerful character was, or making the most powerful character in whatever we were playing. And another one was always like the brains of the operation, like laying the scene. So I was always usually the sidekick, but that taught me to like think about like, okay, what's my personal stakes in what's going on here? What's my character want? Like, how can I help in these instances? That's why that so how can even if I wouldn't be, if this were like a TV show, because I was compared to, because we obviously compare it to like cartoons and TV shows because kids, if this were a TV show, I would not be the main character. But what if I were the main character in my own story? Like how like what's how can I be the best the best I could be? I took a very writer's lesson from that in primary school, but it works, and that might be partly why again I appreciate Alessandro being in the spotlight that he is. Etsuko definitely has the potential. Yeah, Etsuko has the potential to be a great deuteragonist, but I guess obviously with due time and a bit more around her specifically. But yeah, we've already covered.
You'll see. I mean, right now, from the thumbnail, it's even obvious that they split up. So for once, she's not going to be able to rely on her brother because she won't be with him when she's taken elsewhere than he is.
I also appreciate we kind of
So
finally get
she
to
can
see more
expand
about
as a
angels.
character.
Yeah, we get to spend more
Yeah,
on
I
angels because
love.
obviously, yeah, from Andrea, obviously we have like more on demons and Alessandra in general being the main character. So yes, we got that aspect. But yeah, we've got obviously with Etsuko being a hybrid, she's got a whole other side to her. So, you know, of course.
This season is focused.
I think it cut off after the season is focused.
Sorry. This season is more focused, especially after this episode, on the Angels royal family. And season 2 will be on the Demons royal family, which is why we haven't seen them yet. But to recall back on what you said, for overpowered characters, the only rule I give myself when I write them is that, okay, they're so powerful, give them a reason why they wouldn't use their power to blitz the plot away. And I need to give them a lot of restraints. For Etsuko, it's because she's never learned how to use her magic. It gives her horrible side effects. She's like emotionally immature because of the way she was raised. She's never been on her own, yada, yada, yada. And she's not going to become much of a huge magic wielder even later. And there's another character for that who's going to show up in episode 12, who's also very powerful. And you'll see why we don't see him before.
Okay. Actually, that's another question. Random thought, but are you familiar with Witch, the series Witch? We'll never know. Oh, no.
No!
Okay. Left me in suspense there. No, yeah, that's fair enough. There's a character in that called Elion who, is supposed to have the absolute power. She's the legitimate heir to the throne that has like been usurped by her brother. And there was one point where she and her brother like face off in a duel, and the brother mentions that they're in that moment they're equals because she doesn't know how to use her overwhelming power, but he's had all this all this time of practice. So, actually and actually during that part, like he wins, but then the five main characters who are, Witch themselves, they actually they come in and turn the tides. But so yeah, that definitely can happen. So yeah, nerfing the overpowered character makes a lot of sense in general. And also just as a character development standpoint, of course, it's an easy hurdle to get over. But it takes time. But I mean, it's an easy journey to see as an audience. Just as soon as it obviously gets kickstarted, and I assume that whether the angels have in store for her, they're probably going to be like, yes, the magic you've been embracing, that you've been avoiding this entire time because you've been told to hide it or whatever. Yeah, forget all of that. We're going to teach how to use it, but only for us. Again, cult indoctrination. You gotta offer a prize, and then they'll do what you want. But we'll see how that goes.
That's definitely what you think.
Tactics.
That's definitely what everyone thinks the angels are going to do with Etsuko, but you'll see. I'm not a perfect writer, even if I try to be with my series. But Etsuko is definitely the character I'm most excited to see developed, since she's one of my main characters in my eyes, even if I know Alessandro takes center stage. And I'm not mad about that, but I've just never heard anyone praise me for letting him take him so much center. But it makes sense because he has more experience and he's the mature figure and he has the powers that are easier to contain and he has the job. And she's still like forced to be in the background in his.
Yeah, what you could have ended up with was a mentor-mentee dynamic, and in which case the mentor usually gets like a couple of scenes to show off, and then either dies in like almost everything, or they end up like retiring or shedding like offering up that position to the main character, then like takes over. The student becomes the master and all. But like. That was never going to be the case because Alessandro obviously starts off like very young anyway. Like he has his own journey. And this is one thing that I actually remember mentioning to another Gacha tuber who at one point I reviewed like one episode that I actually voice acted in this particular one. It was called The Rose and the Gun. And
Oh.
And it had one episode, but then after I reviewed the episode, like the creator, like, kept on like DMing me like all these different things, like, oh, what do you think of like this, like, edit here or something. It's like, I didn't know much about visuals at the time, so I wasn't able to offer that much input. But when it came to story specifically, she went into like huge detail about how the king and queen met, the main character, the princess, by the way, how the king and queen met, and from these two different sides. It was a hybrid story, basically. Like all these different societies, what led to like their love story in general, how it blossomed, how they actually, overcame it. And I said to her in no short terms, everything you just said to me is more interesting than the entirety of the other show.
Yeah. I also so afraid that someone might like the backstory more than what I've written for the present. I love my backstories.
Well, hey, so far the present is it's headed in the right direction, I would say.
So, am I gonna be invited again for episode 7?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
if you're around and you can get like the area that's to make noise or whatever you said, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's because it's like almost 3 a.m. right now, and I have to like arrange myself to be either home alone or near my grandparents' house because they're deaf at night, so I know I won't cause trouble.
You know what? That's entirely fair. Yeah. Obviously, you also have to get past the blood machine outside in order to like verify your entry and everything. Yeah, obviously,
obviously, because I'm a demon right now in disguise. I'm gonna kill you. But
I mean, you've got the haircut. You're wearing white and black. You've got the choker. Are you sure you're not Etsuko?
Oh my god, perchance.
In a mild disguise.
You unmasked me. I must take my leave.
Say, why is there a sniper dot? Okay, I've done that too many times. All right, well, yeah, you are right. It is getting late. So, and like I said, I've used the last of my energy from an entire day of like other stuff, including opera. So I'm also quite spent. So I'm gonna go now. We'll definitely talk at some other point. Anyway,
I want to say last words before goodbye. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
I was so scared when going into this stream because I loved laughing when.
I should have known the last words would cut out. I loved laughing when, and then that's it.
So as I said, I was very happy. Like when I saw your reviews, I was laughing a lot, but I was also like kind of scared that we might not get along because in some episodes I did get insults that weren't very like a free criticism, which upset me, and I was scared that we would have this energy again and not get along. But we actually got along so well that I'm so glad that this night was like amazing, and I can't wait to see you again next week.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry for whatever came across as insulting. That was definitely never the intention.
It's okay. Anyway. When you're with your friends, you laugh a lot and you don't think it's fine. I got over it, but it's fine.
All right. Well, bear that in mind. In general, if you happen to not be here for whatever reason, it seems like you want to come back.
No, I don't take it personal. It's just I was a little.
I think you cut out again. I'm probably going to do the outro at this point, but yeah, you'll hope you'll get to meet everyone else at some other stage, and we'll probably be able to stall far better when we're talking over different people rather than just like reading comments. So yeah, thanks for joining us today, particularly, and thank everyone else for watching it. So yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you've done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.